50 miles from home, and then the guys wanted out of the express lane because he didn't want to pay us $6 and swooped me and locked him up. I went down.
Number 911, do you need police, fire, ambulance, and probably police? Where at? Is it a motorcycle driver?
Something that I never really planned or thought about. It's getting in a wreck.
I knew that I was always destined to be a trial lawyer. Now, I had pretty broad experience in the law, but I started practicing and was representing people that were injured, and I was representing insurance companies that were operating against the person that was hurt.
Bills started adding up. I had hospital bills that I had to go get x-rays and MRI and all this other stuff that basically came out of my pocket until Law Tigers got involved.
I became nationally known for doing brain injury and spine injury work. I was representing a lot of motorcycle riders who unfortunately are subject to very serious injuries.
The guys that it came out to my house when I was all laid up, filled out the paperwork, mailed it in for me. A lot of Tigers helped me recover that plus what I didn't know about.
How can we help the most people doing what I love to do, which is to ride motorcycles and to represent those that are injured and get their families back in the place they need to be to get their life back?
If you ride, you obviously know Law Tigers. I mean, in my book, I go to rallies, I see them. They're there for us riders, help support us when we are hit or, taken down. Don't hesitate to call them Law Tigers.
Fifth Avenue Nutrition of Garland is a twist on your normal coffee or donut shop. Serving coffee, teas, shaved ice, and delicious ice cream shakes, pastries, and muffins, Fifth Avenue offers a wide variety of delicious drink concoctions, ranging from specialty coffee, nitro brews, meal replacement ice cream shakes, to energy-boosting fruit-flavored teas. At Fifth Avenue, we proudly serve B Black Rifle Company brand coffee. At Fifth Avenue, we back our blue by offering free coffee to all uniformed members of the service. Visit us at 414 West Avenue D, Garland, Texas, open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Pop in and see us. We have a bright idea to make you healthy, delicious, and fun.
Come on in and take a trip down memory lane in Garland, Texas at TLC on the Lake, located at 4881 Bass Pro Drive. Step in and enjoy our made-from-scratch meals. It'll make you feel like you're back in Grandma's kitchen. Our friendly staff is always ready to serve you and take care of your every need. Enjoy your meal on our outside deck while overlooking the beautiful views of Lake Ray Hubbard. If you're out with the family or hosting a corporate event, visit TLC on the Lake or give us a call at 972-203-8512.
Hey, welcome to the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. We are broadcasting you live from Fishbowl Radio Network studios here in Globe Life Park, the heart of the entertainment district here in Arlington, Texas. Our show is brought to you by the V-Rock, the Veterans Resource and Outreach Center located at 4210 Industrial Street in Rowlett, Texas. The V-Rock and Life Message have been dedicated to serving our veterans and their families for their community for over 20 years. They are a no-border agency. That means wherever you live in this great planet, you can visit the V-Rock. They will help you. Some of their services include food and clothing assistance, job readiness and placement, transition support, medical claims, and much, much more. Visit them on the web at www.lifemessage.org/veterans and see how they can serve you today. Or stop in Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and visit one of their helpful representatives. And it is getting towards riding season, man, and that means you want to be well protected with Law Tigers. Law Tigers in your pocket at all times. You want to have their phone number because they are the first person you are going to call in case you have an incident. If you ride, you want to make sure Law Tigers is your friend. They are available 24 hours a day nationwide. Give them a call at 1-888-868-0208 or visit them on the web at lawtigers.com. They will never charge you a dime unless there's a settlement. And talking about protection, let's gear up with some great leather apparel at Scoot Dog Leather and Gear at 480 Mansfield Road 480 Debbie Lane in Mansfield, Texas. You want to be protected, and they are affordable on all levels of your budget. They are the home of the Microdot helmet, and once again, you want to make sure that you are riding in comfort and safety, so Microdot is the lightest and most comfortable DOT-approved helmet you can wear on your bike. So visit Scoot Mad Mike over at Scoot Dog and see how he can fit you today. Visit him on the web at www.scootdog.com or microdothelmet.com. We got a great show today, but before I start, man, we want to bow our heads for a moment of silence for a veteran, a hero who served our country well. He's gained great support out of the Garland community. So please, if you can all remember, Sergeant Donald Pearson. Thank you, Sergeant Donald Pearson. And
here we go!
Prayers and our continued support goes out to your family and your friends for the services that you provide for us.
Southpaw
We got a great show
in the
coming up
white
today.
trunks.
We got Dan Lombardo from 22 Kill in the studio with us today, and we have some great guests calling in. 12, let us know.
I'm so happy to share this with everybody. We've been talking about for a while. We have one of my all-time favorite MMA stars. He was the inaugural WEC middleweight champion. He was a star of The Ultimate Fighter, and in my opinion, one of the best fighters that the UFC ever had under contract, and that's Chris the Crippler Leben. We have him on the line now. I love the way this guy, every time he got in the ring, man, he stood in the pocket, he came to bang.
Here we go!
Give the fans what they wanted, which is somebody that would stand and trade. He didn't always come out on top, but he
Southpaw Leben in the white trunks.
Chris, you on there?
Silva
I'm
in the
here.
black trunks.
Thanks for having me.
What's going on, brother? You scare us a little bit because you could probably kick our ass through the phone.
Leben looking to finish him. Chris Leben trying to finish him.
Can you hear us all right, Chris?
Oh, yeah. Clear.
Awesome. Well, thank to these days?
Well, I just finally officially retired. Maybe, I don't know, 6 weeks ago. I had my last bare knuckle fight. So that went well, Got a chance to retire on a W, which is doesn't happen to most people. So that's good. And now, I'm kind of progressing. I'm coaching a bunch of guys. I'm working on opening my own gym here in California. I'm doing some work for the BKFC. Retirement is busy.
So you didn't I also read that you got your referee's license now? You can actually officiate for MMA matches?
Yeah, so I've been repping out here in California now for about, if you count the last year, for about 4 years, but it's been close for a year. And, I was working for CAMA, which is California Amateur Martial Arts Organization, just paying my dues, getting my time in, driving all around the state, doing different shows, reffing and judging. And, just when they're talking about moving me up to, doing all pro-am shows. So eventually, hopefully I can go pro, and eventually be reffing Bellator, UFC, BKFC, all the big shows. COVID hit. So I really haven't actually reffed anything in a freaking year, dude.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be tough, man. Looking at your pictures, you got to keep keep in shape. What's your daily workout like? I can't imagine. I walk from the couch to the refrigerator and I'm tired. I can't imagine the workout routine you have.
Well, I try to keep up with the kids. So, I usually wake up, I'll do a couple lessons in the morning, and then I usually drive down and do jiu-jitsu with Barrett Yoshida, my coach. So I train jiu-jitsu Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday and Thursday I do some weight training. And then, obviously I'm teaching multiple lessons a day, sometimes 5, sometimes 7. And every one of those I'm on my feet holding pads or grappling and training, and then on Sundays I get a group of guys together for jiu-jitsu. So I stay pretty busy.
Damn. Listen, 12, you got to start getting some fat couch potatoes on the show, because this really makes me feel bad, Look, he's doing 3 times a week. He's doing jiu-jitsu. He's doing training with the kids. What do? I sit home and I drink a beer.
Yeah, but you do multiple sets of that.
One arm's big.
That's right.
It's all I've ever done. I still can't not meal prep. My old lady wants, but it's like I just naturally cook all my food on Sunday. It's just I've been a fighter my whole life, so it's all I know. If I don't train, I turn into an asshole. My wife's like, "Go to the fucking get out of here."
So I just wanted to bring up one thing to Chris on that. On that note, while you're going on to, this you've been a trainer your whole, you've been a fighter your whole life. You're surrounded here in the studio with law enforcement and veterans, and when we talk about the mental stigma and we talk about mental mindset, the mental mindset that you must have before you go into a match, before you go into the ring. That's a lot of our warriors out there that fight that mental beast every day. How do you get through it, and any advice you can give to our veterans and our first responders out there, how you can beat that mental mindset and how you can get into that ring and fight every day continuously?
My coach kind of told me, Randy Couture, I don't know if you guys remember Randy, world champion. But, he told me once, he said, when 2 people are on a roller coaster, and you look, one guy's got his hands in the air, the other guy's, their eyes closed and they're scared to death. Well, they feel the same thing, It's just how you choose to interpret it, So when I'm getting ready for a fight and I'm sweating and I've peed half a dozen times, I choose to interpret that not as I'm nervous, but as a calm intensity, as my body's get prepared to go to war, and then when I'm in combat, when I am fighting,
Southpaw Leben in the
some
white trunks.
people have it, some people don't. Some
Silva
people get
in the
too
black
wound up.
trunks.
You can't let yourself go. You know what I mean? You gotta keep controlled explosion.
Big shot by Leben.
You've got to
finish him. Chris Leben trying to finish Silva.
That's a skill that to some extent can be drilled with time, but also
beaten by
be a
Chris
little better
Leben.
at it.
So Chris, tell us, because we're informed about this, and we watched the
was so adamant that he was trying to fight Josh Rosenthal.
You've been preparing for a fight for a while. Take us through that real quick. Like, say when you were going to fight Vanderlei Silva, for example, what's the fight preparation like for fighting a guy like that? What do you got to go through to get to actually walk in the cage and then square up with him?
Well, Vanderlei Silva worked out good for me because I trained my ass off because I was scared to death. So a lot of people ask me, why? Because one thing, when I'm getting ready for a fight, that you never have to ask me why I wasn't at practice. If I wasn't there, there was something big going on. I'm there. I'm doing my conditioning. I'm hitting my road work. I'm training. And you know what part of it is? A big part of it is fear. I don't want to get my ass kicked on national TV and in front of my flat out, you know what I mean? I want to win. It's not just for the glory. You just fighting is 90% suffering, 99% suffering with about 30 seconds of glory after you win. Even people ask me, how fun is it to be in their fight? It's not fun at all.
That's a beating, man.
It hurts, and the fact of the matter is it's what I do. It's something I have to do, and I love the gym. I love training every day. I love the camaraderie. I love the brotherhood. But the fight itself, it's part of what makes us what we are. Without that, we wouldn't have the gym. And I'm sure, it's a similar thing for you guys. I'm sure, nobody likes when things are going down. You perform the best you can, but that's also what makes you kind of brothers and closer and focus that much harder on the training and so from my point of view, not everything that is rewarding has to be fun. It's rewarding, my job, in ways as I'm sure yours is, but it can be scary, absolutely, and it can be unfun,
That's one of the things that I liked about you, or I like about you, because there are some similarities there. You mentioned being scared, yet you fought Anderson Silva and Vanderlei, and those guys could seriously put a hurt, especially in their heyday, they could put a hurt on people. And I think we're showing some clips, some highlights from 3 of your fights, the one against Terry Martin, Akiyama, and Vanderlei. And even though you might have been scared, just like cops, you got to go in there. That's your job. There's danger in there. The guy could take your head off and punch your lights out. But that's what I always liked about you when you fought. You went in there, you stood in the pocket, and you were ready to trade. And I think I mentioned this to you when we were talking before the show about like that Terry Martin fight. Honestly, you were getting your ass kicked, but you kept fighting. You kept standing in the pocket, and you kept winging them, and then you punched them out right at the end.
See, and that's looking at this and going on what Chris just said. The battle is real, and that's what we got to remember. I post every day on my Facebook page. Today is not the day to give up, right? So, just like Chris, man, today's not the day to give up. And training, perseverance, and the battle's going to be tough. The battle's going to be rough. You may lose some, but ultimately you will win the war if you keep moving forward and keep training, keep practicing, keep moving forward. And that's what we got to let our warriors and we got to let our first responders out there know, that yes, the battle is real. Yes, it hurts. It gets to a dark spot, but you know what? You get in that cage and you do your best, and you know what? You walk out of there. Even if you walk out of there a loser, you're walking out of there a winner because you went into that cage and you fought that battle.
That I can't tell you how many fights I've won, and then I read the review the next day, and it's Chris Leben gets lucky again. the fucking harder you train, the luckier you get, you know? So that's another one of the reasons that I focus on, you know, on training, you know, the blood and the sweat, the tears in the gym, you know, and then when it is time to go, it's just, you know, for me, I look at it as like that the gun's already cocked and loaded. That now I'm just, all the work is done, you know, as my coach used to tell me, the hay's in the barn, whatever the hell that means, right? You know, so now it's everything that I've done up until this point is going to influence how I react at this moment. You know, nothing before, you know, there's nothing you can do better or worse during the confrontation. You know, you're gonna do what your training has brought you to do. You know, it's gonna fall back on what you know. And then again, for me, every fight, you know, whether I win or lose, I go back and I say, okay, what worked, what didn't work, what needs improvement. You know, it's the same thing I do with my young fighters too. You know, they sometimes they're so excited because they won. And I'm like, well, hey man, not in my book, because you were better than that kid and you should have beat him a lot easier. You know,
right?
You should have finished him here. It was sloppy, you know. And then I'll take him through the tape and I'll be like, look here, we can tighten this spot up, we can clean this up, we can junk this completely. You know, and constantly, as a martial artist, that's what you're doing. You're constantly, because if you're not growing, you're dying.
Now, everybody has their ups and down days, right? So, have you ever gotten into a ring like? I mean, I know you have to be at 110% capacity. You really have to be on your game. But have you ever gone into the ring and went, "Damn, man, I'm just really not up to this right now," or "I'm not feeling 100%," or "Holy crap, that guy's gonna kick my ass"? You know, you ever walk in there doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've had a few times. I don't like to really bring them up because I don't want to take anything away from my opponents, you know, in any way. But
right.
Certainly, I've had issues where I didn't think I was fighting, and so I went out and ate a bunch of crap, and then I had to cut a bunch of weight last minute, and then my legs are locking up before I even step in the cage, you know, and I know I'm at 30%. What I normally am, you know, but what do?
Get in there and wing them.
Yeah.
Start throwing those bombs you're famous for. You mentioned the weight cuts, and I know a couple questions that I got from folks. They wanted me to make sure, because it's not every day you get a chance to talk to a UFC fighter, somebody.
Unless you're on your back.
Yeah, certainly somebody with your experience, but they want to know about these weight cuts because going way back, you watched the Ultimate Fighter, and you'd see these guys crying, and they'd be crawling out of the steam room and all. Tell us about a weight cut. How bad is that really, and what's the process that you go through? Because I mean, there's been some stuff here, you know, that's been reported on. Guys have actually gotten real bad sick. They've had to go to the hospital. They've had kidney, shut down from that. So what's the process to go through that safely?
Safely?
Guess that answers the question.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing healthy about it. You know, it comes down to, look, man, bigger, faster, stronger. You know, cutting 20 pounds, for me, almost 30 pounds sometimes in 24 hours.
Wow, holy!
There's absolutely nothing healthy about it. Look at every wrestler that was a great wrestler in high school. They're
a lot of times in the bath, a lot of day in the bathroom.
You cut 30 pounds in 24 hours?
28 on the one before last, yeah.
Wow. Okay. How do you do that?
Wow. Jeez.
Honestly, how do you do that?
Well, if you want to know the trick, you cut out all your sodium, you drink distilled water for a week so you flush all the electrolytes out of your body. God. Right? Then what I'll do is I'll go to the gym, I'll get in the sauna, and I'll put on my plastics in the sauna. Once I'm sweating, I get on the treadmill, I walk at 4 miles an hour, I lose a pound I'll lose 4 pounds an hour. God. Doing that, just soaking in sweat. And then the next day I get up, hopefully I'm within 10 pounds. I like to try to go to sleep, at 11. You don't float much because you're already dehydrated. I like to hopefully only have to cut 10 the day of the fight, So I wake up then, I take a bathtub, I put Epsom salt and menthol rubbing alcohol in the bathtub. and then I put as hot of water as I can stand. I get in the bathtub. I soak in there for 20 minutes. I get out. I put my plastics on. I get in my bed with all the blankets on top of me and the heat turned up in the room. And it's literally like osmosis. The rubbing alcohol opens your pores, but the salt is denser in the water, so it sucks the water out of your body.
Wow. It's like a raisin.
Yeah, literally.
And then you have to go fight. That's the thing I can't even picture. I wouldn't fight somebody when I'm drunk, much that.
Yeah.
Then,
that is crazy.
Usually, I might go into if I pass out, then they'll usually cover me with towels and try to massage me until I wake back up, and then I get back in the tub.
Now,
same thing with the sauna. I've had it where they would leave me in the sauna until I would go unconscious, and then they drag me out, cover me with towels, massage me till I woke back up, and then drag my ass back in the sauna.
Just to be clear to all those people that are out there eating Tide Pods and putting Gorilla Glue in your hair, okay?
This is not Hollywood diet. Don't try.
Right. This is under supervision all the time, you know? He's a trained professional. This is under supervision.
Do not try that at home.
Do not try that at home, man.
So what's the other end of that, Chris? After you, when you make your weight, you go to the weigh-in, you make it. What happens? Right, because that's usually a day before the fight, right? 24 hours.
Generally speaking, you're looking at professional fight. They always call it at least 24 hours out, but usually it's more like 30. You weigh in at 3 or 4 o'clock. You might not be fighting until 10 o'clock at night. So you got about 30 hours to rehydrate. So you do. For me, the same thing they give the Olympic wrestling team. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drink some Pedialyte, some coconut water, and I like Pringles potato chips. Why? Because
salty.
A lot of salt.
And you can make cool duck lips.
Fast-acting carbohydrates and fat. Right? Exactly what you don't want if you were dieting. That's what you want to put back in your body. You need to get all that nutrition, all those electrolytes back in your body, as quickly as possible. So you start snacking on those. Then I might have a little bit of fruit. Try to drink water in a manner that you don't throw up, because you're pretty much in shock. So a lot of guys, they try to chug a bunch of water and then they just throw it right back up.
Mongo brought up a good point, and I'm only saying this because you're so many states away and you can't get here quick enough. But like with the Pringles, do you make the duck lips with the Pringles? Because everybody does that. Come on, I could just see you getting all geared up for a fight. You're in the locker room and you're like doing duck lips. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna kick your ass.
I've spent too many years trying to be cool and let somebody get a picture of me with fucking duck lip Pringles.
So, hey, Chris, one of the other questions that our listeners wanted me to ask you was the hair. Okay, because
he has none.
No, he has hair.
No, I'm saying you have no hair.
But the red hair, where did that come from?
Probably genetics.
No, it's not red. He dyed his hair.
And that's funny because people always go, "Hey, Chris Liebman, oh my God, I thought the hair would be red." I'd be like, "Yeah, well, believe it or not, fuck grows brown, dude." It's not red all the time, man. At the beginning of my career, me and one of my best friends, Ed Herman, he fights in the UFC as well. We were drinking after practice at his house, and I was like, dude, we got to get these promoters to remember us somehow, And I'm going off trying to figure out how, I could get these promoters to remember who I am so I could get a decent fight. And that's when I said, you know what, I'm going to paint my toes black and dye my hair bright red. That one night I just decided it. It was like maybe my third fight into my career, I decided to do that. And, it stuck. At the time, the personality that I had, the flamboyant red hair, crazy Chris Liebman, it fit me as well. So it worked out good, and people loved it. Now I'm 40. It's not as cool to walk around with Ronald McDonald hair. People look at you. Plus, I'm a little scared. I got cauliflower ears, tattoos everywhere already. Pushing my kid around, in our stroller. The neighbors in my neighborhood. So it's brown most of the time nowadays. But,
so you were much more famous for knocking people out than for your jiu-jitsu or your wrestling skills. But like I said, I watched maybe not all, but a lot of your fights.
If they fall down, that's not my fault.
That's right. But you were punching people's lights out, and you weren't like submitting them on the whole. I think I remember maybe a couple of times that I ever saw you, submit somebody. So since you're more known for your punching power, one of our listeners wanted me to ask you, where did you get the nickname the Crippler, or was that something you came up with to try to intimidate your opponents?
I had half a dozen different names early on in my career. At my first fight in the UFC, actually, they were calling me the Cat Smasher because I got drunk on one episode and I smash cats. And so Stephen Bonner started calling me the Cat Smasher. And, here's the thing. You don't get to pick your nickname.
Yeah.
Your nickname is given to you. I don't care who you are. So then it was till one day I'm walking out and Goldberg goes, it's the Crippler Leben. And that was the first I had ever heard it, was walking out to the cage. And then after that, it stuck. And you know what? I was happy with it. I liked it. It.
It's better than Cat Smasher for sure.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I got stuck with Sideshow as my nickname.
There you go.
So another thing that kind of differentiated you from some of the other fighters, you don't see it very often anymore, very rarely, is the foot stomp. You used to when you'd get them pressed up against the cage, you'd wear out that foot stomp. What's the purpose of that?
Well, there's a couple purposes for that, but I appreciate you noticing that, because a lot of people they don't ever remember that, and it's highly effective. I don't know why everybody doesn't do it. One, it's really fucking easy. The feet are right there. Break their toes, stomp with their feet, break their toes. I had one fight for the title, a Gladiator Challenge, and afterward, my opponent comes up to me, and he's and he's like, "Hey man," and I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "I just got to show you something." I'm like, "What?" And he looks down at his feet, and both his feet are black. Mind you, he's like the most pasty Canadian you've ever seen, right? And he's got, it's just swollen and wrecked. So it is effective. And not only does it stop them from kicking if you got a kicker, but also guys pick up their leg because they don't want to get stomped against. They pick their foot up and I grab it. And I use it for a takedown.
That's a great technique. And I know 12 really noticed it because he's got that foot fetish going on. He wasn't really looking at the stomping. He was like, hey, do you ever get to touch these guys' feet? After a fight, a match, you put some damage on people. After it's all over, how is it to be like to walk up to your opponent and go, "Man, I just crushed your face," and or go out and have a beer with them? Is that something that you guys would do afterwards? I mean, because it's about, but you do damage. How does an opponent recover from that? Going, not being pissed off at you, going, "Man, you busted up my head."
I'm never pissed off at my opponent, whether I win or lose, unless they were an asshole before the fight. Then
right.
I'm still mad afterward. I'm not one of those guys that's going to forgive you because we fought, But at the same time, that's a reason right there where I don't like to fight friends. There's been a few times UFC's asked me to fight particular people, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. Doesn't matter if I think I can win or lose or whatever. Like, I don't fight my friends. And they go, "Well, this is a sport and you're an athlete." Well, it's a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different because do I want to be on top of my friend, see there's a cut on his head and start elbowing him in the face and know I'm smashing his hopes and dreams? You know what I mean? Am I going to react with that killer instinct that I have if this is my buddy that I hang out with on the weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not cool. You know. So
that's gotta be tough, man.
My last fight, my opponent, really nice guy from the South, and I felt like he was trying to honey dick me, man. He kept patting me on the back and telling jokes and shit before the fight. And I told my corner, hey, I don't play that shit. Like, I'll be your best friend after the fight, but beforehand, I don't want to get to know you. I don't want to carry a conversation with you. It's kind of like going to a strip club. You never want to be there with the guy that wants to talk to the girl and get to know that she's paying her way through college. She's got 2 kids.
Amazing analogy.
I want you to be an object until after the fight. Then you can become a person.
Yeah, I like it, right?
Yeah, I like
that's
it.
a good analogy.
I definitely
though.
like that, Don't be the guy who talks to the stripper about her kids.
So if you could go back into the UFC and fight one guy, and I'll tell you in a second who I wish I could see you fight, just because I know it'd be a good fight and I'd love to see you smash this guy. Who would you either want to fight again or fight for the first time?
Oh man, that's not a fair question. Because I respect it. I respect all those athletes in there, but I'll tell you what. Derek Brunson was the last fight of my UFC career, and I was going through a lot of rough stuff those last couple fights, and that's why I didn't perform well in my last fights. Ultimately, if anybody knows my story, I was out of combat sports for several years. Got sober, rebuilt my health and went back and then beat a bunch of people up, but, if there was ever such thing as righting a wrong, that would probably be the one, because, I didn't finish that fight in a manner that I'm proud of, and, if I could change that, but you can't ever change the past. It is what it is. So you learn from it.
Well, if I was a matchmaker, I would have loved to see you fight Diego Sanchez. Just saying.
See, my buddy. Diego's my buddy, man.
Yeah, but you know what? And I think it would, and not because I don't like him, because I do, because that guy, every time he goes in the ring, he fights.
I get it. Same era, kind of, He's wild. He goes for broke,
Yep. He
It
gets
would,
in there.
It would be an entertaining fight. But I tell you what, as weird as Diego is, love that kid.
Now, Chris, did you always, from a young age, even before you got into the Ultimate Fighting, before you really started into jiu-jitsu, is this a career path that you've always chosen? Maybe as a young kid coming up, always was into martial arts, or is it just something that your family put you into and said, "Hey, we're going to put the kid in karate, we're going to put the kid in martial arts"? What was the backstory when you were younger?
Oh God.
If you don't mind me asking.
I got a couple buddies from middle school that swear I said I was going to be a UFC fighter back then. They tell everybody that. Truth is, I had a pretty horrible upbringing. My older brother was a fucking asshole, and not much in the way of parental guidance. So there was a lot of fighting, with my brother and on the street and everything else. And what happened was, I was just a punk skateboarder, and I decided to start boxing in middle school for some bizarre reason. Have no clue what made me desire to do that. So I did that for a couple of years. I got to high school, and I got tripped in the hallway on my first day by some jock named Maya, with his Letterman jacket on. And so that pissed me off so much. I knew he wrestled. I joined the wrestling team. And then my sophomore year, when he was a senior, I ended up beating him out for his varsity spot, and then he quit the team. So can revenge be a reason?
Yeah, 100%.
I do have a question though. One thing that happens with veterans, it happens with pro football players, is the whole time that camaraderie, the game, the lights, and when you leave the sport, that's where the mental health issues come in, because now
Absolutely.
Physically you can't, you're not the person you were. And, one of the things that has been the biggest thing for mental health is, we're trying to support 22 Kill, my organization, veterans and first responders. But all the pro football players I talked to says, man, I wish I had somebody to talk to. That there was a lot of pro football players who went to suicide because they couldn't have. And the same thing doesn't happen in your sport. So what do you see happen with other fighters? I mean, I think you did the smart move is you stayed in it. You stayed around the sport. So that's what kept your game in. What happens to the other fighters? Do you see a missing mental health portion of that in your sport?
Absolutely. It definitely happens in my sport because this is how you've defined yourself for so many years. Now all of a sudden you're not doing it and you don't know who you are anymore, Simple as that. Now, in my case, combat sports and martial arts are what I do. I will always be embedded in the sport in some way, whether that's working for a promotion, coaching younger athletes, managing guys, whatever, I'm not going back to school anytime soon. So, and that's part of the reason, when I was retired for a while there, while I started reffing, because I was going through some of the same issues, man. I didn't really associate. I couldn't really communicate. I'm used to communicating with guys in the gym on a certain level. Athletes and fighters, we talk a certain way, we communicate a certain way, and then when, I'm out trying to hang out with normal people, it wasn't, I wasn't getting the same,
you missed that camaraderie. Yeah, you missed the camaraderie of your other fighters and stuff. I understand.
So in my case, I decided I wanted to be a referee, and I started refereeing and judging fights and driving around. And then I was in the action. I was talking to guys. Then I got a job at a gym and started coaching, and so slowly, but I worked my way back into it. But there was a time when I was completely disattached for a while, and it was hard, man. So to be honest with you, I don't know that there's a good answer for that. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know that there's a good way for people to deal with that on their own.
Getting back to what you just said, though.
Great, the things you guys are talking about, where, you've got these different support things, there's I've done some stuff for the Wounded Warrior Foundation, people using jiu-jitsu to overcome PTSD, and all these different things, there needs to be services. Is that the right word?
Yeah. Well, 22 Kill does that with a lot of their services, but when we talk about what you just brought up, and Dan, that was a great point with when we talk about athletes, same with first responders and veterans. When we lose our identity, when we retire from the job, if we're not back in the game, and that's where we start to seem to lose it. When we're not engaged in the things that we know, that's what's in our body and our soul. Same as a UFC fighter. That's all he knows. That's what he was brought up with. That's his camaraderie. That's his brotherhood. So once you lose that disconnect, you feel that, man, my identity's lost, and that's when you start to crash.
Yeah, and a lot of education starts with, at any level, we have to accept it's okay not to be okay.
Right.
Everybody's been depressed. No one can raise their hand and say they've never been depressed. But I know it's the man thing, the same thing that we go through with the veterans and first responders is, when you're a warrior and you fall in that class too, it's hard. You think it's hard to ask for help. And, and a shout out to your coach, Randy. Randy is a good supporter of 22 Kill. He knows Jacob Schick he's our CEO. He's a great supporter. People don't realize he donates a lot of money. He does good things for charities. He's a good man. He does a lot of great things. But that's our big thing is we have to admit that it's okay not to be okay. So if you're out there and you're listening and you're a warrior hearing a warrior talk right now, that, ask for help. That's the most powerful thing that you can do is ask for help. So.
Yep. Hey, Chris. I'm watching the clock. I know you just had a short window for us today, but I did have one other question that one of our listeners wanted to ask. They asked, with your oversized personality, especially coming from the Ultimate Warrior, has Vince McMahon ever reached out to you about joining the WWE, or maybe that new one that they got going on, that Chris Jericho? I can't remember what the name of it is, but
I'll tell you a funny story. There's been a couple different people have reach out to me about maybe getting into professional wrestling or this or that, and there was a local here in San Diego wrestling show, professional wrestling. I said, all right, I'll try it. I was supposed to do a little talk on the microphone, and then the bad guys come in. And well, anyways, long story short, we get in a pushing match, that's all scripted, it's supposed to happen. Then I sit down at my table, and this guy keeps coming by talking shit to me. Now, I understand that it's part of the show, but at the same time, I can't fucking handle this guy talking shit to me, and I'm out ready to really beat him up. So at that point, I figured out that professional wrestling just probably isn't for me. Like I was like literally going to kick the guy's ass, even though the whole thing was supposed to be for the crowd. I mean, he was faster talker than I was. Fuck, I was supposed to.
Well, listen, buddy. Thank you so much for coming on with us today. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Much respect. Again, you've been from that early on one of my favorite fighters, just because you stand in the pocket and bring it, and you're definitely dedicated to your chosen profession. And thank you so much for coming on the 99% Radio Network and spending a few minutes with us.
Hey, Chris, I want to give you. I do want to, as a Warrior, I want to give you an open invite on September 25th to be here in Texas. As we walk Heroes Bridge, we would be honored to have you with us as we fight for all our other Warriors out there on the front lines. To have you as a representative here in Texas, that would be amazing if you could make that happen.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, and Mongo said he's used to laying on the mat, so if you need to.
Oh, I can lose a match just as easy as anybody. Yeah, I'll take him on, sure.
Listen, Chris, thank you so much, everybody. 99% Radio Network with Chris the Crippler Leben. Much respect, brother. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks for having me, guys.
Take care, brother.
Right.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Man, it's amazing on how parallel our first responders, our veterans, and our warriors in the ring are all the same. They're all battling, they're all doing the same thing, and it's guys like that keep going, that are teaching the younger generation, and I give him kudos, man. I give him such props for that.
He brought up a really good point. We probably could have spent a whole hour talking about it, though. But when you spend years in a career like that, where you have to train, just like as cops, we had to train. Or the military guys, you have to train to learn muscle memory, and
Right.
you're doing all these things, and then one day, and you and I have talked about this. You have a mission. You're called to do this. You're called to do your duty, and you follow the same kind of routine every day. I got to get up. I got to be at work at 1600, so I got to shower at 1400. You're very oriented towards that mission.
It's a regimen.
It is. And then all of a sudden, my dad used to tell me, he said, the minute you walk out that door and it slams on your ass, they got somebody in your place. You are not missed. You might think you're missed, but you are not, because they're putting somebody in, pushing people in behind you. And then you lose your sense of identity. You lose your, you're no longer Chris the Crippler Leben. You're just, the guy pushing the baby carriage down the street, which that has a certain amount of fulfilling aspects about it. But it's not the same as hooking up with some guy on the world stage when millions of people are watching, or, taking down some jackass. That just, jacked a car or hit a 7-Eleven or something. It's not the same. You get that, you get used to that adrenaline and I topped you on this one, It's,
but you said it correct. And, Dan's got the same thing, and so does Mongo. When we talk about the mission continuing after we leave, yes, they're going to take our place. Yes, there's always going to be a veteran that's going to take our place. There's always going to be a law enforcement officer that's going to take our place and fill our uniform, right? But that doesn't mean that we can't continue going out and honoring and spreading the word and being that person who we are. That's inside of us. I mean, Dan, if you stop doing 22 kill today, I mean, it would crush you, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it grows to be such a part of you.
Right.
I mean, it's been 7 years of my life. There's so many times where you think I'm going to take a break, and then something amazing just drags you back in. And it's because at the end of the day, it's where your heart's at, what you're led to do. But, one of the things is he's really lucky because he made a name for himself. So in that, I'm sure if there was 100 guys, they're going to pick him to be the ref just because of his experience. But what about the other 1,000 guys, and women that are in that sport? That's the thing that people forget about is nobody knew who they were, right? And they're not going to be picked to be a referee or help somebody coach. So they have to reestablish themselves. And that's just like a warrior. I say it's like the reverse testosterone thing. I mean, we lived, just like you guys when you served, you lived on testosterone. And all of a sudden, it's missing. So that's why you see a lot of veterans, go to skydiving and motorcycles and stuff to try to get that adrenaline back. And that's why also it leads to a lot of them to get in trouble because you do things you shouldn't do because you're just dying to have that adrenaline back. So that's one thing you have to manage, right? Is how am I going to fill this gap? And that's why the great thing that we do is, we have traditional therapy and non-traditional therapy. Non-traditional is our wind therapy program. We've got music therapy, art therapy. We even got yoga. We got a little bit of every. And then forward drive door.
One size fits all.
Something to find some. But what I've seen amazing, once that veteran or that first responder finds something that they learn new, they consume it. And, I mean, they put the time in it. It's their new thing.
Yep.
And that's what we try to help them do. But that's what you have to find is that thing. If you're a first responder or you're an officer that's out there, find that thing. Find something to feel that, but just never give up.
Mongo and I have talked about this many times. I think guys like Chris would be awesome if they could get into training this current crop of law enforcement recruits. Because back in the old days, training was a lot different. And, with Jeff Freeman, he'll tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
Mongo was a Krav Maga instructor. Jeff, I believe, is a Krav Maga certified instructor. People these days, a lot of the people, let's just be honest, some of the officers today are snowflakes. Let's be honest. They've never been in a fight. They still live with their mother. They've never had a real job. This is some of the people. They're college educated, but they don't know shit about the street.
You got to look at where law enforcement's come, where our military's come. I'm sure training is not what it used to be when you guys were in training, and same with law enforcement. It's
the
different.
bad guys are still the same. They're still bad guys.
Correct.
And they will kill you in a heartbeat.
Right.
So where I think guys like Chris Leben and a legion of others, if you ever watch his fights up close, you see he might be scared, but he'll get in the pocket and he will. Even bare knuckles, I watched him in his bare knuckle fights. He'll get in the pocket and he is not afraid to stand in front and punch you in the face or get punched in the face.
Right.
But people today, cops today, do not know how to go hands on. They don't. They get training. A lot of people, go to the mandatory 8 hours a year. And they, I'm watching him do it, and I might lay down and let him roll around on me back and forth. Bullcrap. You got to be able to hook up with that yoked up dude and get punched in the face, know how to take that punch, and then
give it back.
And give it back.
But see, I agree 100%. And I talked to a weapons expert, and I've talked to a physical trainer expert, both on confrontation, on 1- and 2-man confrontations for cops out on the street, right? It's been proven with that training that Chris could give to our law enforcement that the de-escalation of use of force would subside because they would know how to handle themselves out on the street with those techniques. If we brought those techniques back and gave them and trained our law enforcement, there would be a lot of law enforcement that wouldn't be so quick. I mean, listen, I would never judge anybody, and I don't want anybody to get this the wrong way.
We don't want anyone to get hurt.
Right. I know we escalate to the use of firearm because you know what? Either we're in fear for our life or whatever, but some of those things we can go hand-to-hand combat and we could take these guys down with a little de-escalation. So
I don't want to make his head get any fatter than it already is, but when we were working together, guys, you criminals are macho, right? And I've seen it on a number of occasions. We'd pull somebody over and they'd swell up, and I'd like, dude, you don't want to do that because
Mongo's gonna kick your ass while I'm sitting in the car.
Mongo's gonna kick your ass, and I'll
watch.
I'll watch and watch it happen, and then I'll hook you up after he knocks you the hell out. But you see it coming. But you know what? a couple of times, 2 or 3 people got their ass kicked who deserved it, not beaten, but they it was a fair fight.
Right.
And he knocked the piss out of them. After a while, bad guys stopped doing that. Nowadays, and I've told them this a lot of times, I see some, and no disrespect to someone that can make it through an academy and pin the badge on. I respect the job that they're doing, especially today. But I see some of these little girls running around. I told them, I said, if I was a bad guy and I got pulled over by one of them and I had a warrant and I was wanted, I would crack them right away and the fight would be over. They don't know how to deal with that, or oh my God, I'll get my taser out.
But it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
It isn't their fault.
It isn't their fault.
No, it's the department's fault because they don't admit or want to accept that the shit out there is nasty.
Right.
So there's like, no, we can talk. We can use verbal judo and we can get ourselves out of these situations. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, the perception. I mean, it's really hard to be an officer right now.
It is hard.
Oh, yeah?
And all the ones that I have tons of officers in every department, but now they don't know what they're allowed to do.
Yeah.
And I think anybody that knows what's the worst thing in any job you ever do, well, you're worried about being fired. But the only difference between an officer is if you get fired, you're never getting another job anywhere.
Or you get indicted.
Right.
You're going to get indicted.
So now they're worried because you see what social media has done. You see what scrutiny has been done, that what the public's turned on them. They're afraid to do their job, and we have to change that perception too. So yeah, there's probably a lot of training and other thing, but we got to get the perception back. I mean, when I grew up, it was if you didn't do what they said, then you deserved whatever came next, right?
Right.
And then guess what? When you got home, you didn't want to tell your parents if something happened because your parents would say you deserved it. Now the society has flipped. Now you're innocent no matter what you do. I mean, you see these videos. I did that work, John. I mean, you see these videos of officers backing up 3 city blocks with a guy that was swirling that chain. Why is that happening, right? So I think education the public. That, we're trying to get that out too. People forget that police officers are human. They're married, they have wives, they have kids, they have husbands. They're human beings, and they forget that. They just want them to be exactly what the book says, and it's not fair. It's not fair at all.
And it's not the real world. And
no, it's not.
A lot of ones that I've met over the last, and I'm just a crusty old bastard. I come from a different era when law enforcement was fun, when you could actually go hunt bad guys. And if they wanted to, play one way, our administration would back us up. You could play that way. You took your job. Go take bad guys to jail. You're going to get a few complaints, but don't worry about it. We got your back. And that was the rules that everybody followed. But now, they don't play football. They don't wrestle around like little kids. It's everybody's got their face in a phone. And again, if I was a bad guy, I'd crack them right away. And
well, here's the other thing is people don't realize they don't remember the simple interaction pullovers, something, but now they don't want to do that anymore because now it's every interaction has to have a full write-up.
Yep.
So now they're like, man, I'm not going to go over there and just say, don't do this because this might happen, but if I stop them, right. I got to have paperwork because I'm on camera and somehow it'll be spun around. And that's absolutely not fair. They're a community servant. They should be able to interact with our public and not have to journal everything. They're afraid.
Let me ask something, Dan. 7 years you've been with 22 Kill. Have you seen, I know we've seen it in Badge of Honor and in the V-Rock. Have you seen an uptick in mental health issues in our law enforcement over the last 7 years?
It's gone up. It's gone up huge. And we're busier than we've ever been with law enforcement. The amazing part is some departments who really have done the right things. Fort Worth does the right thing. Mansfield does the right thing. Burles. There's a lot of chiefs that are doing the right thing. What I love is the Fort Worth Police Officers Association, the POA, Manny. I mean, they wanted their officers taken care of, so they pay for every visit of a Fort Worth officer for 22 Kill. And there's no names. It's HIPAA, right? Just tell us how many. And they trust us. That's a partnership. And the more that happens, that more gives them, hey, if you need help, this is where you go. Hey, it's confidential, and we're going to take care of it. And that's them and their families too. And I just think it's important, if you're from a city or a city official, you really need to find your officers help outside of the department. I mean, I know a lot of them are doing great jobs inside the department, but like I'll explain to somebody, if you own a company, you're thinking of the risk within your organization. So if somebody comes to you and says, I've got this issue, you're not really thinking about them. You're thinking about the risk that they, and if I don't tell somebody, so it lose that confidential aspect. So find somebody like 22 Kill that will counsel your people and help your people, and it's confidential. That's the only way we're going to get our officers and our first responders and our veterans back to 100%.
Well, you know, one, I think 22 Kill does an amazing job. I saw Valor Ranch has opened up in Denton.
Yes. And
it was Decatur or Denton? Denton. Right?
Yeah, Decatur.
Decatur.
Oh. Hey, this is 12. Hang on just a second. We're coming up on the commercial break. We got Steel Rod on the phone. Hang on just a few minutes. We'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Hang on, brothers.
All right, let's well, since we got them on the line, let's pause for a quick commercial break. Can we do that? All right, and this is the 99% Radio Network. We're going to be right back with Steel Rod and 22 Kill right after this.
We all know that safety comes first, but you don't want to look like your parents are sending you on a bike ride. Here at Micro DOT Helmets, we're focused on light DOT certified helmets that protect and look great. You don't have to look like a mushroom from Super Mario. If you do have an accident, we'll ship you a fresh new helmet. Real lifetime warranty, only at Micro DOT Helmets, a veteran-owned business.
We come from all walks of life. We don't need a reason to ride or a destination. It's not or where we ride that defines us, no matter where we're headed. It's what happens along the way that makes us who we are. We may not know where the ride will take us, but one thing for sure. The Law Tiger, you never ride alone. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Try to do a FaceTime call? Well, worst case scenario, best case scenario, we get this because it works great and it looks good. Worst case scenario,
come on in and take a trip down memory lane in Garland, Texas at TLC on the Lake, located at 4881 Bass Pro Drive. Step in and enjoy our made-from-scratch meals. It'll make you feel like you're back in Grandma's kitchen. Our friendly staff is always ready to serve you and take care of your every need. Enjoy your meal on our outside deck while overlooking the beautiful views of Lake Ray Hubbard. If you're out with the family or hosting a corporate event, visit TLC on the Lake or give us a call at 972-203-8512.
All right, welcome back to the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl, broadcasting you live from Fishbowl Radio Network Studios here in Arlington, Texas, the heart of the entertainment district here in Texas, man. We've had a great show so far. We had Chris, the Crippler, Leben, sharing a lot of great stories about the UFC and WEC and the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Now we have we welcome to our show an amazing group. Whoop, there goes my cell phone.
You know better.
Yeah, I know. I should have had that turned down. An amazing band that's going to be with us. I'm going to let you bring this up because it's an honor to have them aboard the ship with us. So welcome, Steel Rod.
Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for joining us. Who I can't see you quite yet. We got a little bit of a delay. Who do we have on the air with us today?
Yeah, Bill Mondragon and Whit Petrell, bass player.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us. So I've been talking to my brothers here, both Mongo. I don't know if you can see us again. I can't see on the screen yet, but it'll take just a minute. But Mongo and Sideshow and I, we were invited by High Seas Rally to cover the cruise from start to finish, and they're paying us beer, so we were happy to work for alcohol. And as we got into it and we started meeting other people that are going on it, lo and behold, we got introduced to you. So a couple of weeks back, I sat down and I listened to one of your virtual concerts, and I'm going like, my God, these guys are awesome. They, you guys can play, you can sing, you're very, very talented. And I got to tell you, as much as I'm looking forward, because they're from my era of seeing, Foghat and Molly Hatchet, and I like Trace Adkins too, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys because you can actually bring it. And so for those that don't know, you guys will be going on the High Seas Rally, the world's only biker rally at sea. Yep. From October 22nd through the 29th of this year, leaving from Port Canaveral and going to all kinds of cool places. So how did you guys get hooked up with High Seas Rally?
Well, we have been working with ECP since I have been working with ECP since 2004. This is Bill Mondragon. I have another group called DW3. But we actually got hired first to do the 80s cruise. And the way that came about through ECP was they said, hey, we need someone who can do everything. And Rod, Johnny, and Whit, who I have here with me now, they had Steel Rod. And they were basically playing around. They're probably the best musicians in LA doing what they do. And they happened to be my brothers. So we put together a Journey tribute band before all this happened, and we were already doing stuff like at the Belly Up and just different places around LA. So I got the idea to, hey, why don't we do this 80s cruise? And since they do everything from 70s, 80s, 90s, and so much more, I figured it was a perfect match. With 5 lead vocalists, amazing musicians, it just worked. So when High Seas Rally came about, Joey Fairchild, who's in charge of production, said, hey, can you guys do this? This would be right up your alley. And we said, sure, let's get it done.
Hey, let me ask something. You have a set list of well over 800 songs, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know 800 words. How the hell do you know 800 songs? I tell you, I don't speak 800 words in a day. I can't imagine a set list that long. Holy crap, man. Wow.
I'll tell you what, man, there's a lot rolling around up in this head, but when it comes to getting on stage and performing, it's like the back of your hand. We've been doing it for so long and been playing these songs. But I'll tell you what, right now is a little bit different because basically taking almost a year off, we're kind of jumping back into the tunes and like, oh man, I forgot that tune. I need to go back and remember this one.
But that's amazing. Tell you, to have that kind of library in your pocket, man, is just amazing because there's so many different genres, so many different, like you said, you're going from 70s, 80s to the 90s and more, man. You cover it all.
So, how many times will you be playing on the cruise? Are you guys playing every day, and what kind of music will you be focusing on for the biker crowd?
Well, I believe we're doing 5 performances on the cruise in the 7 days that we are there. We might do a couple of pop-up shows. With these cruises, there's always surprise. We might be playing inside a lunch area someday, just jump on stage just start rocking out somewhere. It's always surprises that are going to happen. But we're going to be doing all genres. We're going to be doing everything from classic rock to Motown to. We're going to be doing everything.
Yeah, I think that definitely jumping onto the biker cruise. We're definitely going to be hitting a lot of Skinner, a lot of Doobie Brothers, a lot of
Sweet.
Just anything and everything that people want to hear. People want to start dancing. We're going to keep them dancing. If they want to start singing along, we're just going to make it happen.
I'm glad you mentioned dancing because
12 loves Zamfir. So if you have any of his tunes, play them.
No. Mongo.
I don't even want to picture that.
Mongo wanted me to. He wanted to pull a little rank and see, since we were getting ahead of the game here a little bit, if you guys knew the song "You Swing Me Right Round," because he always wants to get up and dance when that song comes on. Just since the very first time it premiered, he's loved that song. So I'm putting in a request now for Mongo.
I got you.
Yeah.
We'll definitely. We got enough time. We'll make sure we have it for you.
Beautiful.
All right, so I got to tell you guys something though, because if I don't,
you're gonna out yourself.
I'm gonna out myself
because I'm chopping at the bit for this one.
If I don't do it, because they're gonna. Sideshow's a comedian, and he's got a couple jokes to tell. So it was kind of funny because I'm getting older. I don't see all that well, and I don't hear all that well. But
that's the disclaimer.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
that's the disclaimer. So
in.
I was gonna send you guys the little virtual poster, right? And I'm assuming that you got it, that Sideshow makes up before the show. So before I went to your phone number, I went to Facebook, and I didn't have my glasses on, but I typed in, you know how you do, I typed in Steel Rod, right? So I didn't type in Steel Rod the band, I just typed in Steel Rod.
Can you imagine the horror on the children's faces behind him?
Anyhow, 12 has a new friend on Facebook.
Yeah. He's called Steel Rod.
And 12's not allowed by schools anymore.
So what was funny about it is, okay, so I go over to send you the, back to your phone, and I'm looking like, well, wait a second, that's not the same picture I was just looking at. So I went back and put my glasses on and said, holy crap, I can't believe I just did that.
Now it's on his favorites, though. Now it's on his favorites.
So some beefy guy named Steel Rod is now my friend.
So now 12's got a whole new fetish.
Is it weird that I absolutely want to see that flyer now?
Oh, shit.
Well, he's got it, like Dan said, he's got it saved in his favorites, so I'll send it to you. He's meeting up with the guy later.
Well, no, he's from back east.
Well, you guys got to be good if at one point you said you were a Journey cover band, because to me, vocally, that's got to be the hardest dude to sing like.
Yeah, that's why we changed to an 80s band. Doing that night after night, it's just really hard.
Yeah, it's funny because there's a lot of people. I put myself through college being a musician, but there's a lot of people who don't appreciate good musicians, good people that play. But the biggest thing, is vocals and a tight rhythm section. And man, you guys sound great.
Yeah, the range for Journey is not everybody could hit that, man. That's a hard thing to do. In that vocal aspect of it, I can't wait to see you guys perform live on the boat. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be
go back through all the different kind of musical styles.
Yeah.
And then go from.
I think that's going to be something that kind of separates us in the fact that with us having 5 guys in the band, 5 lead vocals, and we all sing different genres of music.
Oh, that's incredible.
Everybody's coming from different parts of the country. Everybody likes something a little bit different, so we're going to do our very best to make sure that everyone has a good time.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I wish I could see you guys on the cruise, but I'm too young. Apparently, you have to be this guy's age to be a part of the cruise. But man, you guys sound great. Great musicians.
Well, 12 just did a couple riffs on his air guitar. I hope he gets up on stage with you guys and plays along.
It wouldn't be the first.
No.
Now, let me
have
ask
been known
something.
to get on stage a time or two.
You guys are in California right now, right?
Yeah.
All right, I want to ask you 2 favors. Right now, my brother-in-law is in California right now, and he's visiting his daughter. Can you guys wish him a happy birthday from Steel Rod?
Oh, absolutely.
What's his name?
His name is Tom Young.
Tom Young. Hey, man, this is Whit from Steel Rod.
And this is Bill.
And just want to wish you a very happy birthday here in California where the weather's fantastic.
And many, many more.
Thank you, brothers. Beautiful. I appreciate that, man. That will mean a lot because he's out there. Has the pandemic hit you guys as a band hard throughout the last year with concerts?
I would say yes. I think it's hit most musicians hard. I mean, it basically shut down everything. It put every musician on the same playing field, which is there wasn't one.
Yeah, there wasn't one. But I mean, do you see a good recovery coming out of this?
It's starting to. It's starting to open up. I don't know if everything's going to be 100% the same real soon, but you know, we're already gigging again. There's already open venues here now that we're doing stuff on a regular basis. But as far as getting back to concerts and stuff, we don't know yet. That still remains.
Well, you need to move to Texas because we're open.
100%. We're open here.
We'll book you every night.
we got a lot of musicians out there that we know that already moved back, that were from Texas originally. And they're trying to say, you guys need to come out here. So if you got any gigs available, please call.
You know, we do. We do have some available. We will get you. We will contact you real soon on those. We do have some upcoming events that we would love to have you guys be part of.
Yeah. Do y'all tour out of California as a rule? Do you go other places besides the cruise and perform?
We travel pretty much all over the world. Yeah. We've done stuff pretty much around. We've gone up to Seattle. We've gone to Texas. We've been to Vegas. We've been to the East Coast. And then we've done stuff in Europe.
We've traveled Europe. We did a lot of USO tours. We've done a lot of stuff.
Well, we have a rule here at the 99% Radio Network. Once you've been our guest, the door is always open. So, excuse me. If you're ever in the DFW area and you get close to Arlington over here at Globe Life, the studio is always open. You're going to come in, play acoustic. If you got a song or an album or just something you want to do, something you want to talk about.
Anything you want to promote, just let us know, man. We'll put it out there.
Yeah, we're working on a new album right now, so we'll get that to you as soon as we get it done.
Yeah, we'd love to maybe even debut it or at least help you guys get the word out about that. Again, I'm certainly not a music critic. I know what I like, and I listen to a bunch of your stuff, including that one whole hour and 40-minute virtual concert, and just I was really, really, again, knowing nothing about music, but I was impressed that you guys could carry a tune, you can play well, and I've been going to concerts since I was like 14, and I'm 61 now, so I've heard a lot of music in my day.
Jack Benny.
He saw Jesus in his first group.
I saw Nazareth, right? Jesus' inaugural performance. But we listen. I know you guys are really busy. I wish the cruise was coming up next week. I know we're definitely looking forward to meeting you guys in person and having a couple of adult beverages and talking about you on the cruise. I think that's part of our responsibility, and then getting to just hear you guys live and
just a party with you. Can't wait to party with you guys and just have a good time.
Absolutely.
Just remember, these guys' bedtime's about 8:30.
Hey, well, was that Pacific Standard?
So it might be the afternoon playing that they party with you.
You are playing the lunchtime, right?
Right next to the buffet.
The early bird special, right?
Right next to the buffet.
They'll be playing while they're eating Jello.
All right, guys, listen. 99% Radio Network. We've been talking to Steel Rod from California. They are going to be performing apparently 5 shows on the High Seas Rally, which is October 22nd through the 29th. And it's no joke. If you folks will sit around the office and listen to Spotify or YouTube or whatever, you can find them there.
So just don't go look where 12 look.
I don't know.
Don't go look where 12 look.
Yeah. Don't go to that Steel Rod.
Don't go to that Steel Rod.
Add band to it.
The band. They have quite a catalog available where you can hear them perform.
Yeah.
And these guys really do. They kick ass. They can rock. They're just really, really good. And you got a new follower in me. I got your music downloaded on my phone already, and I'm looking forward to hearing you guys play live.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Stay safe. Can't wait to see you in October.
Take care.
Right, guys, take care.
All right, brothers.
Take care, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Man, that was awesome. That was Steel Rod out of California, man. They are going to be on the
band.
cruise. The
The
band.
band.
They are going to be on the cruise, the High Seas Rally coming up in October. You know, the High Seas Rally has a great lineup of entertainment for all 7 days. If you miss this rally, you're really missing out. There's still plenty of cabins to be booked. They're within your budget that you could pay them off. Go to the highseasrally.com. See what kind of entertainment. See if you want to book your cruise, because it's going to be a lot of fun. It's 100% biker cruise. There's going to be a first responder and a veteran pirate night. There's going to be multiple bands. There's so much entertainment going on, you're not going to be able to do it all. So check out the highseasrally.com to book your cabin today and start partying with Steel Rod and everybody else that's going to be on that boat.
You know, the one question I didn't ask, I forgot to ask him, was I wonder if, like, you know how, like, when you have multiple bands playing at an event, at the end, a lot of times for an encore, they all get on stage and, you know, have like a super jam or something like that. I wonder if they'll get together with all the.
I'm sure there's going to be a load of surprises on that ship. I'm sure that they're going to keep things close to, you know, just for the people on the ship, you know, and surprise them once we go. Like, hey, sorry, losers, you missed your boat, but you know what? We got this on this ship. And, you know, I'm sure the cruise line's going to have a lot of great surprises. And maybe that is one of them, that they're all play together, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Going to be awesome.
All right, man. So, you know, we are, once again, the show has been great all day long with Chris the Crippler and now, and Steel Rod and your Steel Rod guy that you're friends with.
Oh, he didn't write, did he? Hey, no.
Check your screen in about 10 seconds.
This is going to be 12's new friend.
Oh my God!
Let's see where it is. Hold on.
Hold on. I am afraid to see this.
What are you talking about? It's your screensaver.
Let's see. Can we put it up there? Is it up there?
Oh, there he is.
It didn't come up on mine yet.
No, he's on mine.
I'm all the way live, I think. Yeah.
12's already getting jealous because other people are.
Oh, there he is.
Oh my God.
Well, hey, if Steel Rod is still watching, that is one of 12's new friends.
Oh my God.
That was funny.
I swear to God, I'm wearing my glasses every time now.
I heard they're splitting the cabin. Damn it, one bed.
That's his new roommate.
Yeah. Oh.
That's his cabin boy.
He makes coffee every morning.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Okay, you can take that down. Now.
You know, that's being shown all over the place.
I know.
You know, every motorcycle clubhouse right now is putting that picture up.
Oh my God.
Well, hey, once again, man, it's been a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. But you know what? When we talk about mental health, we do want to get back on track. When we talk about mental health in our first responder and our law enforcement communities, and we talk about guys who've served and who've put their dues in, there's never, ever, ever enough support for our heroes. And every dollar counts. Every bit of time counts. So Dan Lombardo with 22 Kill. Dan, you know, you got some upcoming events this weekend that's going to benefit one of our veterans. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so Sergeant Michael Carnell, Marine, he's been, from the very beginning, he's been a big supporter for 22 Kill. He's one of the guys, you know, when you first start, it's hard to find people who support you and help you find those dollars. And his family all were involved and just such good supporters. Also with Save the Brave and Spirit of the Hero, we all.
That's Scott Housing, right?
Yeah,
we
Scott,
all. Is he coming down?
We all love. Yes, that's so.
Yep.
This event, we all jumped together because we want to support Michael. He got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He's a young guy. He's got, you know, beautiful young kids, and we need to support and help this veteran. So Rick Turner from Spirit of the Hero, he kind of head this up, but where it's going to be at an American Eagle Harley-Davidson Corinth. So it's this Friday and Saturday. So Friday night is 5 to 9 p.m. They're going to have a cornhole tournament. It's bike night. They're going to have live music. and everything that is donated is going to go to this family and help support them. And then Saturday, they got a chili cook-off.
Oh, that's right up
An
my alley.
amazing chili cook-off. It's going to be Casa Golden Triangle is going to be, it's their rules, the judging. We'll have music. We'll have live auction items on, I think, tomorrow night. If you go to Spirit of the Hero, you can see the silent auction items. They'll go live at that point. But I just want you guys, listen, you come to these events, it's just, like the Test the Chili is $10 on Saturday. The bike night, the cornhole, it's $80 per team. It's a 50-50 split. Let's raise some money for this family. Let's help support them. Let's give back. And not only for his service as a Marine, but, just to support and help his family. I mean, anybody that has a loved one that's gone through cancer, stage 4 isn't good. You know that the family needs support. He was the breadwinner. I'm asking all you guys, please show up to these events. Harley Davidson Corinth, like I said, Friday night from 5 to 9 p.m. and Saturday 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can, like I said, you can go to mine as chairman of the board of 22 Kill, Dan Lombardo, chairman of the board. I've got it posted on that. We got it posted on the 22 Kill website. On Spirit of the Hero, Save the Brave has it posted. So just let you know, if you follow any of those charities, please show up. Let's make a difference for this family.
You know what's nice is that you guys are doing this in the 2-day increments to help, because if guys can't make it on Friday, there's no reason you can't make it on Saturday. So you're really leaving people with no excuse to come in, just to drop by, drop $10 off, drop $20 off, bid on a silent auction, eat some chili. It's going to be a beautiful weekend this weekend, so get out there. You don't have to be on a bike. You can be in a cage. You can be in a car. You can be on a bicycle. You could walk there in Corinth, whatever you want to do. But you know what? When a family needs support and they're crying for help, it's us that has to step up.
Well, when somebody gives as much as Michael has, it's our turn. It's our time to turn it around and say thank you. We kind of forget that much. And like I said, just think about how lucky you are. You don't have cancer, the way I see it. And to me, it shows you like the little things you worry about, right?
Yeah.
That's another thing you need to learn is like you're sweating small details of something that went wrong for you. At least you don't have stage 4 cancer. So,
but it could hit any of us at any time.
Could hit any of your family members. So please come. Like he said, if you don't want to be there the bike night, bring your family on Saturday. Come both nights. We just want that support.
Yeah, and cancer is just. It doesn't just impact the individual. It impacts all the family and friends that have to walk this line with the family member, and it's not easy. And sometimes the person battling is not even the person that is in that much pain. It's the people around him that feel that. So even if you just come out and you don't have a dime in your pocket to support the family, to show that the love and compassion that you have for this family will even be worth more if just showing your support. Because we know
come early. Even bring something if you want something that's worth of some value to auction off. If that's what you have, we'll sure take it and we'll sure auction it off. So any ideas you have, we're open to it because we need to make a difference. And also wanted to shout out to you guys. You guys are making a big difference because you're bringing up the hard things, the hard questions, the hard topics. Not too many people are focusing and bringing up the mental health side. You guys are, and opening up yourselves, especially, John, you've just been a brother of mine, you know what I mean? And one thing that's amazing is opening that book and telling everybody, this is what I went through. And to me, that's the strength. That's what you need is, hey, none of us are perfect.
Right.
The one guy that's perfect, he was gone,
They killed him.
Yeah. So, but listen, come out and support us. Come be a part. Hang out with the 22 Kill group. Hang out with Save the Brave. Hang out with Spirit the Hero. There'll be a lot of amazing veterans out there, too, and first responders, and a lot of cool bikes.
Right.
So,
you just brought something up to me about cool bikes that Strokers
Strokers. Rick
are you allowed to let that out of the bag?
Yes,
yet?
It's on our website. So Rick Fairless has this awesome chopper. So if you go to the 22kill.com Facebook page, you'll see this awesome custom bike, and he's going to come with us, and we're going to take it to Bear Jackson, and we're going to auction this thing off. It's going to go to, veterans and first responders. So like I said, go to www.22kill.com or go to the 22kill Facebook site or go to my site. It's whatever, but it's a pretty cool bike. And just if you want to be a part of it or just see it. And the other thing is it's in our lobby. So when you come buy a shirt, you can come check out this bike.
So you'll let us know when the auction, when everything's going to come out.
Yeah, I'll get it all out. And I post it. I'll send it to you.
Excellent. So just Rick's bikes are amazingly built. They're beautiful. They're stylish, and who wouldn't want a Rick Fowler's bike in their garage, or
it's a beautiful
or in
bike.
their lobby,
Yep.
So stay tuned and check out 22 Kills auction of the bike from Strokers here in Dallas. So thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate that.
No
You're
problem.
doing so much for our military and our veterans and our first responders. You started the Win Therapy program. I found out I haven't got a chance to get up there yet, but Valor Ranch, which is something that we kind of when we look at mental health, we look at the male aspect of it. We sometimes forget that females do battle mental health a lot, and they usually hide it a lot better than the males do. So Valor Ranch up in Decatur has opened up, and they're treating just female veterans.
Right, Sheroes.
Sheroes. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, first of all, it's amazing what they've done in the time that they've done it in. When they brought it to me, it was just a vision and just how fast they executed. But it's a beautiful place. You can go up there and you can go to valorranch.com. You can see when their events are coming up. But, man, it's amazing. All these little houses are out there that the Sheroes get to live in. They help raise the animals. They got
equine therapy, right?
Yes, they have. And they have a little bit of everything out there. It's an amazing thing to be involved in. Also, 22 Kills a part of it. We're doing the therapy side of it, the counseling side out there. But just a great family, just a great organization, and they're doing great things. But they're going to have a couple events coming up. If you want to see something cool, because let me tell you, these small houses are not crappy.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to live in one. I mean, it's amazing.
Those tiny houses,
Oh,
right?
they're
Yeah.
tiny houses, but I mean, beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful. It's all new appliances, nice wood. It's just unbelievable what they've done. And then they have one central location that Josh and them that they bring everybody in, and they can cook meals together. Just a great loving family, great organization. That's the one thing about 22 Kill and a lot of these veterans organizations. We all work together. We can't solve the problem individually. And Valor Ranch is definitely a solution with Spirit of the Hero, Save the Brave, great groups. You're determined. He's determined to keep this poster up. And you know what I found out? You're not mounting anything of mine because you've remounted that thing like 4 times. So
well, I got it.
You know who
he couldn't get the job done the first time.
That's right.
You know who we should hire? Steel Rod. I bet you Steel Rod would keep that thing up.
He's probably pretty good at mounting things.
We're all supporting the Omega Gamma Delta fraternity. Just real quick, I know the sign keeps falling down. It's because it's crappy tape, but the Omega Gamma fraternity has been in existence since 1902. They have chapters throughout Florida, New York, and here in Texas. And Mongo and 12 through John Walsh, you guys became honorary members of here in the Texas chapter, and I see you wearing your colors. Some of our brothers from Omega are going to meet us down in Clearwater for maybe the Orange County Choppers grand opening, so you'll get to meet those guys. But if you ever go onto the Omega Gamma Delta Fraternity website, you'll see the prestigious alumni that is in their roll call, going back to Vince Lombardi, Senator Aldamato, all these different high-profile people. Right here we have, Larry North, who's owner of Larry North Gyms, Darwin Deason, who's an honorary member. So there are some pretty prestigious people throughout the Omega fraternity. So please, take a look, see if you want to find out if there's a chapter near you. Join them. It's a community-based organization that helps out in different ways by either giving bicycles to the needy, or doing food pantries, or can drives, whatever they do in their own respective communities. So I want to thank John Walsh for allowing us hold the colors up and indoctrinate you guys into the club.
So you went through the initiation, right?
Yes.
So you can answer a question.
I can't answer. Nope, I'm not allowed to answer nothing.
You can't answer anything.
Nope. The initiations
are private.
Are very private.
Okay. Since
1902, they've kept a code of ethics. Omega has kept a code of ethics. They've kept a secret handshake. They have kept. They've bound by all these rules by the society for community-based, but it's something of theirs. It's something of their own. So they, if you want to be a member, it's almost like the Shriners or
for 12's sake, look off to the side if you have to get naked.
He was musing on the way over here. We were talking about it, and he wanted to know. Well, do we have to go naked? So
no. It's
well, for when he was really wondering about the paddling.
No,
and he didn't know.
Back in the day, that was something that was done throughout a lot of fraternal organizations with paddling, but that's not how this is done nowadays. Everything's done at the utmost.
And you wouldn't tell us if it was, all right?
I would not tell you if it was or not, but. Everything I can assure you, everything is done with the greatest amount of respect for the brothers.
Prints on his butt.
It's just a small foot fetish that you'd have to go. No, but everything is done with dignity, respect, honor, and once you get out of the ceremony, you're proud to be part of that ceremony because it's not something that many others can go through.
And we would expect nothing less but dignity from John F. Walsh.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's right. So I want to thank you, Omega. And we're right here in Grapevine now. John is one of the presidents that has started 2 chapters here in Texas, up in Frisco, and then one here in Grapevine. So that's a big feat.
We joke about him a lot, but in truth, his chapter has helped Third Watch, the hashtag Walk the Bridge. They have come out faithfully and supported. He's put time in.
He has.
Appreciate that.
And just to give you a quick shout out to John, who's going to be doing a canned food drive coming up April 11th. We'll get you to drop off locations, but that's just to benefit one of the small food banks here in at one of the churches in Bedford, Texas. They're not a huge food bank, but they do supply a lot of meals to anywhere between 700 and 1,000 people throughout the community. So the food the pantries, 12, the pantries do run dry. They are limited, so every can counts. So April 11th, we're going to be doing a canned food drive, and I'll keep you updated on that.
Roger that.
Awesome.
So what time we got? We got 4:33. What else we
Do we need to take a break right now?
Do we?
I'm asking.
No, we don't have to.
No, we're good?
No, we're good.
So we got a couple things I think we should talk about.
All right.
So we have the Ochos coming up Friday, April 30th, 1900 at the Hella Shriners Temple in Garland, 2121 South Rowlett Road. This is the Oscars for the 99% law-abiding biker world.
Yep.
We know who the winners are.
Red carpet event.
Red carpet event. It's just going to be fantastic. But to kind of prepare for that, we thought that we would add a new element to the 99% and see if we could get any kind of interest from the folks out there to do this, because we've never done it before. Not really sure how it might work, but we have, and we're going to starting today.
Is this something he ran past you yet, Mongo?
Well,
because anytime he says starting today, I'm like, oh, what was he thinking of?
It depends, because he gets sidetracked. He could start talking about this and end up talking about that. So
okay, so
I'm surprised too.
I have it here in my hands. We have some stuff that we want to give away. We want to have people call in and claim it, but to claim it, you must come to the Ocho Awards and help us honor the individuals and clubs that are going to be recognized that day for making a difference in their community with the inaugural Ocho Awards. So, Mongo, what caller would you like to? This
Caller number 32.
So we have this really cool Harley shirt here. I don't know if it's showing up on the screen or not.
Yep.
Is it showing up all right there?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's
do caller
let's keep
one.
it simple. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to
The
say
next
two,
caller.
but-
Yeah, let's go to the next caller.
All right, so we got this shirt. We'll give you here. So we're going to have one male and one female. If we even have any female listeners that got this cool shirt, it's a woman's size, very small.
Well, I know we got female listeners because I'm looking at them on the screen right here.
Very cool. And we
That's
got these
John
cool-
Wall. She ain't female.
We got these cool calendars, so you'll get a shirt and a calendar. And I didn't hear what you said. What caller?
Caller number one.
Caller number one.
Caller
So
number one. The
guess
first
the
male,
one?
the first female caller
There you
will
go.
get a shirt and a calendar, respectfully. And the number is 214-553.
556.
556-6239.
Yep.
That's 214-556-6239.
So what we'll
First
do is
caller.
you call in. We'll take your name down. We'll hang on to these, and then at the Ochos Friday, April 30th, you can collect your prize. And we got a bunch of good stuff. I mean, we have some really, really nice stuff, and we'll be bringing them out
donated by-
every by Har- well, there we go.
There you go.
Dallas Harley Davidson.
Hey, 99% Radio Network, you are on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Megan.
Who's this?
Am I the lucky caller?
You are the number one caller.
Number one caller. You're the only caller.
And that's hey, number one is the one I want to be.
I think I know who that is.
Excellent. Who
That
is
sounds
this?
like Megan.
This Megan?
Yes.
Oh, see,
Megan
see,
Cruz.
I knew that too.
All right.
I knew that as well.
That's one of Mongo's loyal
that's fan
fans.
number two.
That's number two fan.
Yeah, that's groupie number two.
That's groupie number
As
two.
we call her.
She's also my
Number
assistant.
two.
Oh,
She's also my assistant. That's what she claims.
Hey, boss.
Hey.
So, Megan, you won yourself a wonderful Harley Davidson blinged out T-shirt, along with a very
Maybe this
cool.
calendar.
Yeah, we'll give it
This
that
calendar
one.
right
Give it
here.
that Harley Davidson 2021 calendar donated by Dallas Harley Davidson in Garland. They're in Allen. Right?
They're in Garland.
both.
They're Garland.
Dallas, yeah.
So you got to come to the Ochos to pick it up because the Ochos. This is going to be
now all our banners going down. That's
Hey,
it.
and you know
I'm
what?
not doing it again.
Your mounting only lasts about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Usually.
So
all my mounting does last.
the Ochos, and thank you, by the way, Megan, for calling in.
Yes.
We appreciate it. We appreciate your support of the show, and you may pick that up on Friday, April the 30th.
All right. You know I'll be there, and especially if Mongo's going to be there, then.
Oh, my
I'll
God.
be there.
I will be there.
Stalker.
Stalker.
Yeah.
You'll start getting those letters in the mail pretty quick, bud.
And rabbits heads.
Yeah.
Putting clothes on women is my new thing.
Can she boil a rabbit?
I don't know. But the Ocho Awards is going to be really awesome. There will be clubs coming from all over the country. Maybe if this stupid COVID lockdown of bumbling Bidens gets lifted, we'll be able to have some international travelers pop in as well. We'll be honoring clubs both locally, regionally, nationally, internationally. We'll be having a Brotherhood Award. We'll have a Legacy Award, and then we'll have a Man and Woman of the Year Award. We're not skimping. It's going to be really nice awards. Plus, then our good buddies, the Three Drunk Monkeys, will be opening. They'll be providing music from about 7 o'clock until we actually present the awards mid-program. And then to finish out the night, it will be High Infidelity and REO Speedwagon tribute band. And
we,
have you got the word yet?
I haven't gotten a word yet, but we may, and he's still putting it together. He has agreed to do it, but he's got to see his schedule. Is a legendary Howard Scott from the original band War with the 4 members.
Now called Lowrider.
Yes.
That's the Cisco Kid. Why Can't We Be Friends? All the favorite hits. So if his schedule is conducive, he will be there supporting
Yep.
The course.
So
And
great.
we'll have the Dallas pinup girls
Yeah, Dallas pinup
helping us
girls.
out on stage because as opposed to my fat body, we'll look at their good-looking bodies.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so we got that going. That'll just be a rocking time. Then we also have Ruben Big Rome Gallegos of Big Rome's Barbecue Empire is going to be making brisket and
all that other meat.
All that other meat. He'll be smoking meat. His meat will be smoking, and he'll have side plates and.
Oh my gosh!
They go with all that. It'll be great.
This is another steel rod thing.
Yeah. Do not look up smoking meat.
Yeah, his meat will be smoking. Oh my god!
How do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you put steel rod and smoking meat together.
12's going. All right, smoking meat. This doesn't look what's on his grill.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, that scares me that you know that. Though.
We also gotta
My
thank,
apologies to 12's mother.
We also gotta thank.
She's gonna get you when she sees you.
Our sponsors, Law Tigers and Microdot Helmet and the Veterans Resource and Outreach Center, who will also be on hand that night.
Chassie Llewellyn, Fifth Avenue
Fifth
Nutrition
Avenue
will be
and
there.
TLC will be there.
Angie Harrison from Sugar Rock Bling will be there. Dave Swavey from the Guns and Hoses Foundation will be there. Thanks to him. Yeah, Dave Swavey's a great guy. He's providing all the drinks and the adult beverages on one side of the room. And
there's only adult beverages on one side of the room?
Well, we're saving a space on the other side of the room for our good buddy, a friend of the show, Marshall Lewis of HM.
Oh, right.
He's been out of country. He's been dealing with some family issues that's required him to travel. So I've had conversations with them, but I don't have them locked down because it's a developing situation. But Fifth Avenue will have the desserts. Big Rome has the main course.
Gotta say, Big Rome's got the meat.
He's got the meat.
Say it.
Big Rome was on here a while ago. He's going to fire back here. But it's going to be a great night.
Yes.
And what's even better is we have confirmed that Ocho's family will be there. His wife, his widow, his mother, his children and grandchildren will be there. And this is our way of continuing, of honoring him and continuing his legacy of give back to the community, especially the veteran community. We've talked about it many times how important that is to carry that on, and we will. And the facility, the event center there, the Shriner Event Center is awesome. It's very fancy, so dust your cuts off and spray them down with Armor All, whatever you got to do to clean them up. And Rick Irving. We didn't even mention Rick.
Yeah.
Rick Irving, everybody. We all know Rick.
Yep.
Rick will be there. He's going to come. He's one of DFW's premier photographers.
Yeah, he's going to be taking all the red carpet photos of all the guys and ladies coming up the red carpet. So, it's going to be a treat, man. It's going to be a fun night. And you know what? It's only $10. It's only $10 to get in
at the door.
How can you beat that?
Yeah.
$10 to have a really good night of music, partying, and that it's brotherhood.
Yeah.
And for $10, and listen, don't even bring a date then if you don't want to put out the other $10. Come by yourself.
And for all the fun that it's going to be and all the expressions of brotherhood, the most important thing is that we're going to get a chance, because this is the 99's opportunity to draw attention to all these clubs and individuals from all over around the world throughout our audience at what they do, and bring all that positive attention to one place and connect brothers with brothers who are like-minded.
That's it.
And it will be just a rockin' night, and then we'll start planning for next year, and it'll be even more because we really don't know what we're doing. I mean, we're winging it, to be honest.
Well, listen,
we have a plan.
We have a plan. It will all go. And you know what? When you wing it, it's even better. It's better. It's
That's
better.
We do
better.
better.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time.
It's gonna be a great time. So, Friday, April 30th, from 7 to whenever we feel like getting the hell out of there, the inaugural Ocho Awards and Bike Night.
Is Megan still on the phone?
Maybe, I don't know.
I am.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
well, once again, we want to say thank you
to hear Mongo talk.
She's just hearing Mongo breathe.
Yeah, she's hearing him breathe.
But once again want to thank Megan Cruz Miller for the being our winner, our first ever winner on the show.
Never done it, yeah.
First ever giveaway for our great Harley Davidson gear from Dallas Harley Davidson. We're going to be giving away some more stuff, but Megan, thank you so much. And Megan's a big supporter of #Walk the Bridge.
Yep.
She comes out on a lot of events. She supports 22 Kill. Here's
the V-Rock.
The V-Rock.
She's the behind-the-scenes person
She is.
that never gets that we get to say thank you to. So it's awesome that she's on there because she does put a lot of time and effort into making sure Facebook posts, helping create that stuff. So she deserves it.
If Mongo's around, she's around.
Yeah.
That's the same way you feel about steel rods. So we understand that.
No,
Hey,
but
you
man,
guys are really making my day today, and y'all know I haven't had a very good week, so I
that's true.
really appreciate hearing that. Thank you, and I adore and really, truly am blown away at your big hearts, all of you, and you guys do so much for the veteran community and the cause, and I'm behind you 100%. You know it.
Well, thanks, Megan. Hey, I'm glad that you got together with Eileen, and you two are going to be able to share the room on the cruise. That should be fun.
Eileen's on here now. Hi, Eileen. I see you on there.
She won't speak back.
Yeah, I know she won't.
Okay.
But she's on there. I see her.
Hey, real quick, you guys are missing something from that Ocho night. Just throwing this out there since it's all on the fly, but I think you might want to see about maybe getting a cigar distributor there.
We've been thinking about it. We're actually Mongo's working on it.
I'm actually working on that right now. It's a startup in Royce City. We're hoping to have him on the show in the next couple of weeks. I don't know what his capacity is, but that we're working on that.
that's a good idea.
Great. Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
Well, you all behave now.
We will try.
I know it'll be tough. All right.
All right, take care,
see you
Megan.
later.
So we want what caller number? What
Two.
number you want?
2.
Caller number
Keep it
2.
low.
All right, for the next male caller that calls, caller number 2, you'll also win a pretty cool looking shirt. It's size large and a really nice calendar. You got to pick it up at Mojo's.
So it's
Steel Rod is not.
So it's a
calling
size
it.
large. Who wears a size large?
What's the studio number?
Mongo's calling in.
At number 214-556-6239. 214-556-6239 for all those guys out there that want to wear the large T-shirt. Anybody?
Wrong.
Huh?
I was wrong.
What is it? It's small.
It'll fit him.
Oh, is it? What is it?
Oh no, it won't fit me. It's a medium.
It's a medium.
It's a medium.
All right, this is going out to all the high school kids who aspire to.
Yes.
Both of them.
If you have kids for
all
like
you-
Harley Davidson, you can keep the calendar. The calendars.
Yeah, the calendar's cool.
For
Yeah.
all
You're
of
gonna
you
get-
nostalgic men out there,
Yeah,
we have a medium Harley shirt to give
Yes,
away.
the calendar's
Yeah, the
really
calendar's
nice.
All right,
Really
so
nice.
Hey, so you know what? Who cares if your belly's hanging out underneath it?
It's a tank top.
This medium shirt will also go good on a lady.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you know, so the next caller, will
Anyone
get this.
who
Anybody.
likes medium.
All right, come on, Saul Perez. Don't let us down. Bring that phone.
Yeah,
214-556-6239.
Yes.
Call us. You can't. You don't leave us hanging. Come on, no. We've never done this before.
Right.
To not give it away.
We've never given away a medium
It'd be like
T-shirt
humiliating.
before. Well, the calendar is cool. The calendar
Yeah, the
will
calendar's
definitely.
cool.
Calendar's cool.
3/4 of that calendar has not been used yet.
Oh my God!
Hey,
I'm gonna.
but
There's still
that's-
plastic around it. Yes, it's
not-
fine. It's safe.
That's not our. Because
It's COVID safe.
We couldn't do this without our partner, and he was at the spa. Remember, he was up there soaking in the jacuzzi with the ski bunnies.
There you go. Well, we got another call in?
We got a call.
All right. Well,
we
all
are
right.
We have a
kicking
winner.
ass.
Welcome to the 99% Radio Network. You are live on the air. Who's calling?
This is
Who?
Raul.
Raul. What's going on, brother?
Saul.
Saul Perez.
Saul.
Saul.
Saul. Oh, yes, Saul.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That your New York pronunciation.
Hey, I see him all the time on his live video with his beard flapping in the wind. Yeah, he's always.
Hey,
He's always
so
going.
you can jump up and down right now and say winner, because you are.
Yes. So you just won a medium T-shirt
Yeah.
and calendar. Harley Davidson calendar.
It's still wrapped in cellophane. Like you said, it's COVID safe.
Yeah, it's COVID safe.
It's only 1 quarter used.
He only used the back.
Yeah, and the back is very nice.
Just one quarter used.
Well, 1/4 of it's no good to you anymore, but the other parts are.
We'll cut them out for you, okay?
That's gonna be a belly button shirt.
Well, now you know the other half of that equation is you have to come to the Ochos to pick it up.
Believe me, I'm trying to make that one.
That's all right. We know how much you support the motorcycle community and what you do around town. So if you cannot make it, we will try to we will get it to you one way or another,
We
man.
will.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah,
we will
because
get it to you one way or another.
Yeah, he's always
always
helping
out there,
and doing stuff.
always doing something, and it would be an honor to give it to you.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
appreciate that.
Hopefully we'll see you soon. If not, hopefully we'll see you at the Ochos.
Yes.
And as always, thank you so much for your support. Because he does things on his own and within his own
does.
sphere, but he has been very supportive of the 99. He talks about us. He puts us out there.
Yep.
He comments. He gets other people engaged in the conversation when we're trying to promote things for other clubs, and he's a good dude.
I love watching all his Facebook videos, man. He's always on the bike. He's always going someplace, doing something good, or going to a charitable event, or going to a bike night, or
He always looks like Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
To take over Manchuria or something.
It's always a pleasure to watch those videos, man.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
thank
you know
brother.
what? You know what's going on right now? I haven't done anything for the past 2 months.
I didn't hear him.
He said he hasn't done anything for the past 2 months.
Yeah, well, it's been crappy weather.
Well, you can come to the event in Corinth, Harley Davidson.
go.
That's Friday night. Bring your bike. Support a Marine.
I can't ride motorcycle right now. I went down on January 9th, hit a coyote and still healing.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
You're all right though, right?
I got both wrists got 2 cracks on each, and still healing. Still can go back to work. Still can ride. Motorcycle still in the shop, but I'll be back.
Well, at least you made it. That's a
God
big
bless
thing,
you, man.
especially hitting a coyote.
Yeah, that's wow. I didn't know. I'm sorry to hear about that, brother. Well,
no, it's all right.
Prayers for a speedy recovery.
Yes, sir. My goal right now is to get back on that motorcycle by the end of next month.
Awesome.
All right, we'll be praying for you.
Just in time for the Ochos.
Just in touch for the Ochos. That's right.
Right? Yes, sir. Like I said, it's on my plans to try to make it and try to be there. I got a couple other things going on, but I think I'll be able to make Ocho event.
Excellent.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for calling in, Saul. We really appreciate it. Yep. And again, thank you for all your support. We're coming up on a commercial break. So we're going to break away for a quick one, and we'll be right back with
the Mongo Log. But
Mongo Log.
Did we play the events yet? No, not yet. All right, so we'll play the events and to our ads, then the Mongo Log.
There you go.
All right, so this is the 99% Radio Network. We'll be back after this.
All right, you guys just keep on doing what you're doing. I appreciate everything that you're doing for support.
on in and take a trip down memory lane in Garland, Texas at TLC on the Lake, located at 4881 Bass Pro Drive. Step in and enjoy our made-from-scratch meals. It'll make you feel like you're back in Grandma's kitchen. Our friendly staff is always ready to serve you and take care of your every need. Enjoy your meal on our outside deck while overlooking the beautiful views of Lake Ray Hubbard. If you're out with the family or hosting a corporate event, visit TLC on the Lake or give us a call at 972-203-8512.
Fifth Avenue Nutrition of Garland is a twist on your normal coffee or donut shop. Serving coffee, teas, shaved ice, and delicious ice cream shakes, pastries, and muffins, Fifth Avenue offers a wide variety of delicious drinking concoctions, ranging from specialty coffee, nitro brews, meal replacement ice cream shakes, to energy-boosting fruit-flavored teas. At Fifth Avenue, we proudly serve B Black Rifle Company brand coffee. At Fifth Avenue, we back our blue by offering free coffee to all uniformed members of the service. Visit us at 414 West Avenue D, Garland, Texas, open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Pop in and see us. We have a bright idea to make you healthy, delicious, and fun.
Hey, this is Brian Pearson, host of the Pearson and Wright First to Respond show, broadcasting live each week on Mondays at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time from FBRN Studios at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on to hear important information about disaster preparedness, recovery, prepping, and everything you need to find out about being prepared. Be sure to log on each week, Mondays, from 4 p.m. Central Standard Time to catch the Pearson and Wright First to Respond show. It's not a matter of if disaster strikes, it's when disaster strikes. Are you ready?
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Podcasters, the name of the game is to get more visibility for your podcast so you can gain more credibility with your audience, thus more profitability. If you're ready to start syndicating your podcast and massively grow your audience and influence, then contact Fishbowl Radio Network today at 817-633-4880. Fishbowl Radio Network is one of the largest streaming platforms in the world, and now your podcast can be heard all over the world by the listening audience that Fishbowl Radio Network has amassed over the last 11 years. With over 6 million impressions a month and growing, this is a platform that all podcasters should be on to create greater visibility for their podcast. Jump in today and be a part of the Fishbowl family, streaming great live internet radio shows and podcasts 24/7. 817-633-4880. Jump in.
Fishbowl Radio Network presents the first ever Fishbowl 24-hour digithon right here on FBRN.US. Starting at 12 a.m. on Sunday, March 28th, FBRN.US hosts will be broadcasting for 24 hours straight to help raise money for Fishbowl, as well as bring awareness and exposure to small businesses that have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Small businesses have struggled throughout COVID-19. And Fishbowl wants to help you and your business by giving you free exposure on FBRN.US, which reaches millions around the globe. Want a part of the action? If you own a small business, come visit the studio or call in on March 28th from anywhere in the world to 817-633-4880. And you can be a part of the FBRN Digithon, where you can enter drawings and enjoy some food with the Fishbowl family. Be sure to log on Sunday, March 28th for our 24-hour Digithon on FBRN.US. Jump in.
All right, welcome back to the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. We are broadcasting you live from Fishbowl Radio Network studios here in Arlington, Texas, the heart of the entertainment district here at Globe Life Park, man. 12, we've had an amazing show so far. I mean, between Chris the Crippler, we had Steel Rod, 22 Kill, and you know what? That doesn't matter because the best part of the show is just about to come up.
Yep.
And that is the monologue.
The monologue.
Mongo!
Santa Maria.
I believe it. And maybe one of you friends and neighbors kind of gather around and holy shit! Here comes Mungo.
All right, here we go. See you, Sideshow. Actually, today's monologue almost didn't happen because after I talked to 12 on the phone, because I can't print, because my printer for some reason does not work for me. It only works for my wife, Rocky. So I can't print, so I send them to him at his work, and then I say, you've got it. And he calls me and says, I got it. So today when I talked to him on the phone, I said, you got my monologue, brother? He goes, I've got it. Until we got down here at the studio, he goes, oh, shit, I don't have your monologue. I left it at the office.
No, I said something happened.
He didn't say it like that. He said other words, but
Yeah.
I can't say other words. I can say that on the radio. Here we go. Today, our country finds itself in a particularly difficult situation with the COVID-19 pandemic looming over our heads. We've been dealing with this pandemic and its effects since at least January of 2020, and some would say as early as October of 2019. Our country has gone through periods of complete lockdown, partial lockdown, and it's unknown if the lockdown served any purpose at all besides the additional consumption of alcohol and increased divorce rates. The coronavirus pandemic has put a whole new set of stresses on everyday life. Whether it's homeschooling your kids, struggling to find a good work from home system, or simply feeling overwhelmed by the threat of getting sick, nothing has been easy. According to recent statistics, marriages are also feeling the strain. Divorce rates have jumped significantly since the pandemic began in early 2020. The number of people looking for divorces in 2020 is up 34% from the same period between March and June of 2019. Couples feel that the stresses of the pandemic have done irreparable damage to their marriage. The southern region of the U.S. showed a divorce rate 2 to 3 times higher than other regions, with Mississippi, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Alabama, and Louisiana posting the highest split rates of all 50 states. Sadly, even brothers and sisters couldn't remain as happily married couples during the pandemic. Some bonds, however, are difficult to break, and although they could not remain husband and wife, they remain brother and sister. Nationally, however, the pandemic has made the divorce rate rise 35% over what it normally is. There was so much information on relationships and divorce rates during the pandemic that I probably could have done the entire monologue just on that one subject alone, but this is just a sidebar to the main story here. It would seem that we are possibly in a period now at the end of this crisis. Vaccines have been developed and are being injected into Americans. Some Americans, like myself, are a little more skeptical of a vaccine that has been developed and distributed in such a short period of time, when normally something of this nature would take years to develop, test, approve, and ultimately be used. The CDC has approved and distributed several untested coronavirus vaccines as the largest drug trial in history, with all of the risks and none of the safeguards. Approving a vaccine without testing is like climbing into an airplane that has never been flown. It might work, but the failure could be catastrophic. It's possible that it can be a catastrophic shift in the health of an already fragile nation. Vaccines are some of the safest medical procedure products in the world, but there can be serious side effects in some instances that are often only revealed by large trials. One of the other possible side effects is known as vaccine enhancement, the very rare case when the body makes antibodies in response to a vaccine, but the antibodies help a second infection get into the cells, something that has been seen in dengue fever. The vaccine, far from preventing COVID-19, might turn out to make a patient's disease worse. We don't know whether a coronavirus vaccine may develop a vaccine enhancement, but we need to. To put this into perspective, the typical length of making a vaccine is 15 to 20 years. An untested vaccine may also prove a deadly distraction. An ineffective vaccine could create a false sense of security and perhaps reduce the emphasis on social distancing, mask wearing, and good hand hygiene. Even worse, an untested vaccine may have consequences far beyond the present pandemic. Even today, one poll shows that only 57% of the people will take the coronavirus vaccine. Some experts argue that we need between 55 and 82% to develop herd immunity. If they don't get the vaccine right the first time, there may not be enough public trust for the next time. Currently, we're in the wait and see phase of this vaccine. We're waiting to see if the vaccine does not cause serious side effects in those who got it, and that those who get the vaccine have a lower rate of disease, hospitalization, death, or any other metric that means it works. The scientific community really wants to see that the people who get the vaccine do not get worse than the people who do not. Experts have said potential rare and long-term side effects of a COVID vaccines may emerge, if they do at all, after millions of people are immunized. What then? These experts stress, however, that the benefit of getting the vaccine against the virus that has killed over 1.4 million people worldwide and is still raging far outweigh the risks. The short-term side effects of the vaccine include soreness at the site of injection, fatigue, muscle and joint pains, and headaches. These are supposedly good signs that the body's immune response has kicked in. The long-term side effects, however, may not emerge until after millions of people have been immunized. This is why scientists, manufacturers, and officials will keep an eye on the side effects after vaccines are rolled out. This, however, should make everyone feel better. Experts say we don't generally expect any long-term side effects from vaccines. If all the experts say this, then I say, hell yes, let's do it. Okay, I don't really say this. Medical experts assure us that vaccines have never been safer than they are now because we are so much better at the advanced manufacturing needed to make them clean, controlled, pure, and very refined in composition, storage, distribution, and administration. Call me skeptical, but just 2 weeks ago, I did a monologue on Bill Gates, the influence that he holds over the World Health Organization, and the fact that he needs to find a way to depopulate the Earth in order for the Earth to survive. Just as a reminder, Bill Gates is a computer nerd. He is not a research scientist. He is not a doctor, but he wields a great deal of influence over the World Health Organization because he is their second largest donor. One serious adverse event per thousand of vaccines given to 100 million people means harm to 100,000 otherwise healthy people. To eliminate the virus, nearly all of the U.S. population needs to be vaccinated or acquire antibodies through infection and recovery. Otherwise, the disease will simmer indefinitely. Many vaccines, however, aren't designed to deliver long-term protection at nearly universal rates. For example, the CDC conducts studies each year about the effectiveness of the seasonal flu shot at protecting people against various flu strains. And because the flu virus mutates from year to year, statistics show that a vaccine is between 40 to 60% effective at reducing the risk of a flu-like illness. Americans are left with little choice but to root for a vaccine that is effective and hope that Dr. Fauci's cautious optimism holds true. House Democrats recently passed a $1.9 trillion emergency COVID relief bill, which includes a ton of funding in areas completely unrelated to the pandemic. The 591-page bill proposed on February 19th includes an additional $300 billion to state and local governments, $130 billion to schools, which Joe Biden refuses to open, and an additional $19.1 billion for housing assistance. It also doles out $473 billion in cash payments to individuals, $1,400 for those who earn less than $75,000 a year, and an additional $400 in federal weekly unemployment benefits, and raises the federal minimum wage to $15 per hour. Wall Street Journal editorial board estimates that of the entire nearly $2 trillion proposed, only about $825 billion, less than half, is directly related to the pandemic. And that estimate is very liberal in my opinion. There are many things being done that are pandemic related but not pandemic necessary and are added into the amount into that amount. The majority of funds are directed towards expansion of programs, pork, and unrelated policy changes. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi have banded together in their efforts to revive pork barrel politics so they can pass even more funding for progressive dreams. Bringing back earmarks could allow Pelosi to bribe lawmakers with relief for their constituents in exchange for passing progressive left bills that would not likely pass otherwise. The bill is indeed a Democratic wish list that ultimately has little to do with the pandemic. Heading to route funding for basically every piece of Democratic agenda disguised as a way to help Americans through these difficult times, including raising the minimum wage, money for arts and humanities, endowments, money for museums and libraries. The bill also shells out money to bail out states and shore up Obamacare. The Democrats are using this cash cow. Senator Marsha Blackburn said they're going to keep printing money until they solve their problems. At a time when our projected deficit for 2021 is $2.3 trillion, not including any additional stimulus, we do not need to give corrupt politicians and lobbyists more tools to feed their spending addiction, as well as line their own pockets. If we continue on this path, it won't be long before Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen will have to call J.C. Wentworth for cash now. North Carolina Congressman Ted Budd claims that Democrats' proposed stimulus plan has very little to do with the coronavirus. The American Rescue Plan calls for $1.9 trillion in spending, according to him. There's about 9% of it actually going to COVID, meaning 91% of it's not even COVID related. Expert analysis of Congressman Budd's statements is accurate for a small percentage of the spending is directed at combating the virus and vaccines, protective equipment, or resources for healthcare providers. But according to the same analyst, that doesn't mean the rest of the bill isn't COVID related. See, I'm giving both sides here. I'm kind of being fair, even though I disagree. That's because I'm a fair guy.
Fair.
Yeah. A significant portion of the bill aims to address the financial fallout caused by the pandemic. Experts have broken the bill into three categories: coronavirus containment, things that are tightly or loosely related to the pandemic, and things that shouldn't be considered related at all. Directly related to COVID-19 and COVID-19 containment, the cost ranges between $100 billion and $160 billion. The committee for the responsible for federal budget put COVID-19 containment efforts at $110 billion, or 6% of the bill. The group put vaccine-related activities in a separate group, costing about $17 billion, less than 1% of the entire bill. For his part, President Big Guy, Joe Biden, said $160 billion will go towards COVID-19 testing, protective gear, vaccine production, and distribution. Even if we take this higher number, that would mean the funds directed to fight COVID-19 for roughly 8.4% of the $1.9 trillion bill. That means Congressman Budd's claim is nearly spot on. Here's where we get into the sketchy congressional math and definitions. The second part of Congressman Budd's claim is off base. While a lot of the proposed spending doesn't directly go towards combating COVID, that doesn't mean it's not COVID related to the coronavirus. A significant portion is designed to offer economic relief to businesses and people affected by the pandemic. Perhaps the most famous part of the plan, direct stimulus payments to individuals, is estimated to cost more than $420 billion. The plan would also extend unemployment benefits and offer financial aid to help schools reopen. $246 billion would go towards extending unemployment benefits through August and raise the federal supplemental payment. That would account for nearly 13% of the budget. The Congressional Budget Office also said the proposed unemployment benefits would cost $246 billion for unemployment benefits, combined with the $400 a week supplement to state unemployment insurance payments. Would cost a combined $350 billion. Yeah, I'm boring myself with these numbers, but I'm putting them out. What the heck? According to PolitiFact, experts agree that less COVID-related money is included in the bill. I'm not going to get into specifically what's in the bill that could have been cut out. It's boring stuff. It's a shit ton of money. You need to look it up and realize where monies are being pissed away. However, President Big Guy Biden has challenged those who oppose Democrats' $1.9 trillion bill, disingenuously labeled as COVID relief, or the more deceitful title of the American Rescue Plan. About 2 weeks ago now, he disingenuously asked the media, "What would you have me cut?" Well, challenge accepted. How about everything in the bill that wasn't previously mentioned within this monologue that's pretty close to being COVID-19 related, and that brings the cost down to well into the range of hundreds of billions of dollars and not $2 trillion mark. I'm not a math professor and I don't play one on TV, but that number is a very small number compared to the number that the Democrats have passed. The pork-laced barrel that the Democrats have passed is just ridiculous. I seriously hope that America is paying attention. In 2 years, every Democratic congressperson that's up for re-election, and that'll be all of them, needs to lose their seat in the House of Representatives or their seats in the Senate for those that are up for re-election, and is replaced by a fiscally responsible conservative, not a Republican, a conservative. And that, my friends, is that. My name is Mongo. I drink whiskey, I smoke cigars, and I know things. Mongo is out.
Candygram for Mongo. Candygram for Mongo.
Hey, Mongo. Sign, please. Thank you.
Mongo like candy. Another great monologue there, buddy. Your figures are spot on. They are kind of mind numbing.
Yeah.
They're so large, and I hope, like you did, that the American people, and at least if nobody else but our listeners, take a look at how much went to things other than for COVID, and think of if they had spent that money, that $1.9 trillion, if it had actually gone all to COVID relief, think about how much they could have really done instead of paying off their cronies, who have misspent money.
Giving money to states that have mismanaged their state budgets to pay the stuff they have to pay off.
Because they raped, robbed, and pillaged, employee benefit funds for years and years and years, and run them into deficits. It seems like and Trump warned us about this. He said that they were going to do it, and they did it. Detroit, Los Angeles, a lot of these school districts, the public employee retirement systems that they just took money from forever and ever to fund democratic initiatives and things like that. They could have made a real difference in this country. They could have given it to restaurants that really needed it, or small businesses that really needed it, or maybe even nonprofits that are taking care of veterans sleeping in the dirt. Could have done all kinds of good things with it. But.
Well, they're taking a gamble, because the Democrats, that is, because the House Democrats are all up for re-election in 2 years. What they're hoping is that I'm assuming that by giving them their constituents and the states enough free stuff and just continuously spending money, that the electorate is going to say, you know what, let's just put that guy back in office because he's giving us free shit. Hopefully, a percentage of the Democrats out there are going to go, yeah, we're getting a lot of free shit, and I'm not going to turn the money down, but how are we going to pay this back? And this is going to be on the backs of my kids and grandkids. We need to change what's going on. That's why right now these guys are going hog wild, proposing all these, to redo infrastructure, let's propose this $4 trillion bill coming up. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, let's do it.
As they say, elections have consequences, and these are the consequences of the votes that were cast back in November, and the American people are going to feel the pain of this for a long. It won't be easily corrected, even if we take back the House and send it in.
No, it won't be corrected at all, but it will be stopped for the next 2 years.
Yeah, until Trump or someone like Trump get, like you said,
right,
a conservative.
That's why the Democrats have this 2-year window to spend the shit out of our money that we don't have, because hopefully in 2 years we can stop the spending for the next 2 years.
Well, we got to hope. So, great job, nonetheless. So we're beginning to wind it down. It's been a great show today, very entertaining. Have you got anything that I think we'll begin to wrap it up? You got anything that you want to bring up, talk about?
Well, dude, my memory is like I can barely remember what my last name is, and I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. Well, we want to talk about next week, though. Really excited about some of the stuff that we have going on. We've been working hard to, bring quality guests and stuff in, and I know our female listeners are going to really like this, because next week on the show we're going to have Dave Bray, USA. Dave Bray will be with us. He's a veteran. He was a United States Navy corpsman who served with the Fleet Marine Force. He's an exceptional singer. A lot of folks know him back from Madison Rising days. He does, in my humble opinion, again, we've already determined I'm not a music critic, but
nor are you humble, but anyway.
Oh, well, thank you for pointing that out, my friend. Probably the third best. Hello, caller. You're on the air with the 99% Radio Network. Who do we have?
What's going on, brothers? It's Shiner. How you doing?
Hey, brother. How's it going, Shiner? What's going on?
Oh, just loving this beautiful day we're having today. How about you guys?
Living the dream, man. Living the
Hey,
dream.
man.
What can we do for you?
Tell you what, I had a great weekend with you guys this past weekend, and hoping to extend this next weekend to a few more brothers and sisters out there, if they're hungry, that is, if you know what I'm talking about.
So if they're hungry, so what do you got going on?
We got a crawfish bowl going on at the VFW Post in Garland, 5076, starting at noon on Saturday. We're going to have about 400 pounds of crawfish. All the money's going to charity, including one of y'all's charities. We're going to be splitting this money up, getting ready for other events. And at the end of the year, we're going to be donating this money to, of course, Texas Scottish Rite, to Walk the Bridge, Texas Special Olympics, Veterans Christmas, all sorts of stuff. So we're hoping to get turnout and feed a few fat people some crawfish.
I'm pretty sure we have the event that Shiner's referring to. It's put on by Southern Dogs 286. As he mentioned, it's at the VFW Post 5076 in Garland, which is right on the corner of Castle and Meridian. And if you've ever been to one of the Southern Dogs crawfish boil, or for that matter, any event that the Southern Dogs put on, you know it's a lot of fun. The food is great. The brotherhood is even better. And like Shiner was just saying, the folks that are going to benefit from it are many. They divide it up amongst several different charities, which the Southern Dogs faithfully support. And I am proud to say that a new one has been added to it. Shiner mentioned hashtag Walk the Bridge. The Southern Dogs stepped up and agreed to support the Heroes Memorial Bridge Park Foundation, which is in the process of bringing a world-class park to Rowlett, which will tie in with the hashtag Walk the Bridge movement. And Shiner, when does it start on Saturday?
We're going to be starting at noon, 1200, baby.
1200
we're going till we run out crawfish. We'll go all night. We'll have a bike wash, cornhole. It's going to be a big party. We've got a live DJ, tons of beverages to drink. We're going to have a great time.
I'm sorry, Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
So I will pass the information on to Rocky, and maybe she and her mom can come, because unfortunately I will be out of state.
Yeah, a couple of us, probably 5 of us. I think we should have a good turnout from our crew. We had a great time when we last got together, but we're going to be on a run up to Oklahoma City to take care of some business up there. So, or just outside Oklahoma. So a few of us will be out of town, but we'll definitely get it out there. You can go to the 99% Radio Network. It is listed on our event page. And again, Southern Dogs 286, VFW Post 5076, they kind of go hand in hand. They're synonymous with one another. There's my big word for the day. And they put on a hell of a good party. So if you're within the sound of my voice at this moment, turn out, help them out, support the cause. They're always going out into the community and doing things to give back. and we certainly appreciate their effort there.
Absolutely. Hey, come say hi to us at the VFW tonight. We'll be out there supporting them. Come say hi to the Southern Dogs. We'd love to have a drink with you. Hey, smoke a cigar.
All right, brother. Thank you so much, Shiner, for calling in. Shiner's been a big supporter of the 99 since we started, along with the Dogs and BAB and all the things he's got his hands in. And we certainly appreciate his support, and we want to give back to him. Thank you, Shiner. Appreciate you calling in, brother.
Appreciate it, guys. God bless you.
God bless you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
So that's this Saturday from 1 o'clock to whenever. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a really good turnout for that, given that they always put on such a good show when they do stuff. But we're getting back to next week, the last day of the month. Dave Bray will be on there. I was saying I think he sings one of the, in my opinion, one of the 3 best renditions of the Star Spangled Banner, behind only Meatloaf and Marvin Gaye. It's a great rock and roll version of it. We'll be on the show talking about his new work, Dave Bray USA. We'll be playing some new songs of his and just talking to him. And I was telling Mongo on the way in, I made the people from Entertainment Cruise Productions aware of them. They didn't know about Dave because when we were talking about him coming on the show, a lot of the ladies that are going to be on the show go, hey, all you have to do is just put a bunch of suntan lotion on him, put him in a cabana chair, set him out by the pool. He doesn't have to sing, and we'll be happy. So Chris Herring and Greg Laubach, if you're listening, that's what the ladies on the meet and greet page are saying. So I don't know what that means, but
12 wants to hang out with you.
Well, I thought
it'll only make you guys look better.
yeah, because 12 can't look any worse than he looks right now. That's for damn sure. And then also next week we're going to be talking politics in Texas and some of the ongoing state of affairs with Genevieve Collins. She's going to sit in and guest host with us. We're going to talk to her about the crap, the literal shit show that's going on down at the border, what the response should be to the border, what conservatives...
Well, how do you know it's a shit show? They don't let the media in to show us what's going on.
Well,
it's a media blackout. Border Patrol can't even talk to the media without presidential approval.
Because Henry Cuellar, a Democrat, spilled the beans. He posted the pictures of what the hell was going on down there, and
yeah, I'm just editorializing for any of you all that don't watch the news. But what's going on is just craziness.
It's an invasion. You know, it really is. It's an invasion where folks are coming from around the world because Joe Biden threw the gates open, and the American people, the tax-paying American citizens, are paying for it. We need to add a tag onto the end of the 99% Radio Network. We ought to call ourselves Resistance Radio, okay? And make a point to start leading the way, to be resolute in our commitment to push back, to talk about this crap. Because you just pointed out one thing, and that bill right there, they are ruining, let's just call it like it is. Trump was right. If they succeed, if they're successful, and they have the next 4 years, or God forbid, bumbling Biden stumbles and falls and breaks his neck and Harris takes over.
Giggling Harris,
yeah, it's a joke what's going on down at the border. This country will turn into a third world shithole. And it will just look what's happened in the first 65 days of his administration. It is just, in my book, it's totally unacceptable. And someone, somewhere, and people are speaking out about this stuff that they see, and we need to get on that bandwagon.
Well, I tell you what y'all need to watch, too, is watch the gas prices in California, because they're outrageous right now, and the gas prices in Texas are going up. So when you used to get that $1.75 or $1.95 gallon of gasoline, that's a thing of the past, at least for the next 4 years. But California's already over $5 a gallon.
Grocery prices are climbing. I mean, call it what you like. It's a tax increase, and now he's talking about a $2 trillion infrastructure bill. which we all know is a joke.
No, it's more than $2 trillion, dude.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
It's closer to $4 trillion.
It's a joke. So, you know what? I urge everybody that listens to this program, read the Declaration of Independence, read the Bill of Rights, read the Constitution. And it's time that Americans, our country is in peril. These are my heartfelt feelings about this, Mongo, and you and I talk about this all the time. It's time where America's at a tipping point about where we're going to go and what we're going to do. And we joke around, we have fun, but a lot of good men have died for us to be free, to have the ability to live our lives the way that we see fit, okay? And the ability to do that, and I know people say, well, what rights are being imposed upon? Well, when a person coming from whatever country they're coming from can come in and be led into the interior of the United States of America without so much as a damn ID card, but yet I got to have an ID card, and I don't have to have one to vote, by the way, but I have to have one to go fishing. I have to have a license for this, have to have a license for that. I have to pay taxes. I have to register my car. I have to pay to get it inspected. They're getting carte blanche. It's not right, and I'm not opposed to legal immigration. Come in the front door, knock, say, may I come in? Here's my qualities, here's my skills. Trump had it right. The plan that he had put in place was working. It's a shit show now. It's going to be horrible for this country.
Yeah, nobody calls Australia racist because they have such a stringent immigration policy. But they don't want you down there if you're not from there. Unless you're going to bring something that they can use, they don't want you. You can come visit. They love tourists, but they don't need people to come down there from all around the world. But you know what? You know who's not racist? Australia's not racist. Yeah. You don't hear that shit.
Well, I didn't see, and you never know, I guess, and I could be wrong on this. This is just pure conjecture on my part. I didn't see what looked to be a lot of active duty doctors and lawyers and rocket scientists coming across. I saw a lot of pregnant women. I saw a lot of kids, a lot of children, a lot of teenagers. I'm just guessing that, did they graduate from high school down in Mexico or Honduras or wherever else they came from before they came up here? What skills do they have to offer the American people?
Dude, if you can hold your hand out and accept a check from the U.S. government, that's skill enough. Because soon enough, that will be a voting citizen.
And people need to read their history. They shouldn't equate what's happening down at the southern border right now with when the Italian migration happened, when the Irish migration happened. Those people came with skills. They worked. They built America.
Well, they had to because they weren't given anything.
They weren't given anything.
Except for entrance, they weren't given anything.
They were given nothing. And the people that are coming now are getting getting the keys to the vault. Yeah. They're getting the keys to the vault. So it's a serious situation, and I know we're going to be talking about it from here on out over the course of the next 2 years.
Well, I'm due for a beer.
Yeah, me too. All right, you got anything else, Mongo?
No.
All right. Well, once again, thank you all for giving us a few hours of your time today. We appreciate our guests, Chris the Crippler Leben, out there in California, and Steel Rod the band, also out there in California. Again, they'll be performing 5 shows on the High Seas Rally Cruise.
And Steel Rod the Myth in 12 Memories.
Oh my God! I hope he does not contact me. That's all I can say. That will be ugly, but I'm sure you'll let people know how that turns out.
Not if I'm sworn to secrecy. I'll have to rely on Sideshow.
On Sideshow to tell. All right. Well, thank you all for giving us your time. You've been listening to the 99% Radio Network. Mom, I saw you on there. Love you. Thanks for listening, and just disregard all those steel rod comments. And until next week, you can catch us every week. We do one thing before we go. We need to give a shout out to Fishbowl Communications. They do a great job. In part because of them, our show has spread around the world since January. We're over 1.8 million people have checked out this show. It's just amazing, and we have Sammy and the whole crew. Duke Obar at the board. You're doing a fantastic job, Duke. It's not easy keeping up with us, but we want to thank Fishbowl. So you can check us out next week. You got one more thing, Mongo?
Yeah, I scrolled back on my messages. We have a friend of 12 and I out in California, John Jenks. If you're still listening, John, I just lost the message. His grandson is in surgery today.
Yep.
Hopefully everything goes well. Our prayers are with you. Thanks for listening, and I hope everything goes well for you and your family.
Yep. So we've told you real quick as we sign out what we have coming up next week. In the coming weeks, I think maybe the week after that, I think it's April 7th, we're going to have two guys in light of what happened up in Colorado the last couple days, these mass shootings that have been going on. The last one carried out, by the way, by a Muslim extremist from Syria who was led into the country under the Obama administration. It wasn't a white man that killed him as the media narrative tried to portray it initially. Let's get it right. Let's wait for the facts to come out on that. But because of all this stuff that's going on, the talk of impending gun legislation and gun buybacks and confiscations and all of that, we're going to have retired Officer Greg from Garland PD and an active duty Garland SWAT officer. And we're going to be talking about, we're going to get some inside information and details from them regarding, and Officer Greg was intimately involved in the shooting at the Caldwell Center a couple years ago. He's responsible for stopping that terrorist act at that facility. The other active duty SWAT officer was there that day. One of the things, Mongo, that I found very interesting when we were talking to him about coming on and doing this is that the news reports that came out about this Colorado shooting, that guy was on the FBI's radar, that they knew about him already. And coincidentally, before the shootings of the two terrorists at the Caldwell Center, the FBI knew about those guys, and they followed them all the way across the country. But guess what they didn't do?
Tell the locals.
They didn't tell Garland that they were coming. Now, you know what? We've bagged on the FBI, and there's good FBI agents out there. But, I mean, folks, people should be asking questions. I guess they were too busy investigating Hunter Biden or trying to find Hillary's emails. You know, maybe that's what they were doing. I don't know. You can only do so much. You just can't ask, terrorism's not real high on the list of powers.
It's goofy, but when I was working narcotics, we had a relationship with an FBI agent, and I won't give his name because he does some super secret shit, but he was privy to a lot of information that he could not pass on to us. My team was deputized as U.S. Marshals, and after we became deputized as U.S. Marshals, he was allowed to give us some information. He could just say, by the way, the address at 123 Main Street in Newport Beach, that's all they could tell us. So we'd have to go down there and start our own surveillance investigation. It's just stupid, ridiculous sometimes what they can and can't tell themselves. They can't even tell their own agents sometimes, much less the local agencies that are just too unreliable or not enough security to understand what's going on, and it's ridiculous. If it's like we're on the same team, we're trying to fight crime. It's stupid sometimes.
Well, 9/11 was supposed to change all that. The aftermath of 9/11 it didn't change it.
No.
But if you want to hear the inside details of how the situation at the Caldwell Center went down, we're going to bring it to you here in 2 weeks on April 7th. And, it's like one of our good friends that we were with the other night when we were talking about this. He said that Officer Greg, and that's not his last name, that's just his first name, he was an ordinary guy who performed extraordinarily on that day. It was his time in the pocket, and he stood in there and did his duty. He's a hero. He took out two terrorists that were intent on killing a bunch of innocent people at Caldwell Center. So God bless him, and I'm looking forward to talking to him. So until next week, from 3 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on FBRN.us, or Facebook Live On behalf of my partner Mongo and Sideshow, who had to pull out a bit early, I'm 12, and we are out.